Friday, the S&P 500 climbed 0.4% to set an all-time high for the fifth time last week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.5%. The Nasdaq Composite added 0.2% to its own record set on Thursday. Deckers led the way. The company and UGG boots and Hoka shoes reported stronger profits and revenue than analysts expected. It helped offset a sharp drop for Intel, which said it would cut thousands of jobs as it tries to turn around its sagging fortunes. Jim Fairchild, KTRS News.
And St. Louis-based Bissinger's handcrafted chocolatier is planning for a national retail expansion. The company has announced it's pitching 10 new stores across the country. One of the locations is planned for Palm Beach, Florida. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florists, the place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. In the markets at close, the Dow down 64 points at 44,837, NASDAQ up 70 at 21,178, and the S&P 500 up 1 at 6,389. And now let's throw it to Sobe for KTRS Sports and Traffic.
Thank you, Steve. Mizzou quarterback Sam Horn has signed a baseball contract with the L.A. Dodgers. Before Horn joins the Dodgers ball club, he will play football for the Tigers this season. The Georgia native is competing with Bo Perbula for the starting quarterback role this fall. Coach Eli Drinkwitz told reporters on Sunday that freshman Matt Zollers is also a possibility to win the starter's job. And after splitting a 4-game series with the Padres, the Cardinals continue their homestand tonight with the Marlins at Busch Stadium. Andre Palante gets the ball for the Birds in Game 1 this evening. I'm Sobe Bay from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk. Now on to traffic. We have a crash on northbound 270 near the Dorset Road exit that has one lane closed. On the east side, in East St. Louis, one lane of Bond Avenue is closed for emergency road repairs between Illinois 163 and Moosehead Lane, and 2 westbound lanes of 70 will be closed tonight between Route K and Mid Rivers from 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for road work. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. If the recent storms have you saying, oh, hail, bring your car, truck, SUV, or van to Dents Express for a free hail damage repair evaluation. Dents Express will have your ride looking like new again, and they'll even take care of the insurance paperwork. That's Dents Express at dentsexpressstl.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
An extreme heat warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. on Wednesday. We do have a 20% chance for a scattered shower this afternoon. Otherwise, it could get a bit warmer, looking for a high today of 98, with heat index values as high as 113. Partly cloudy skies tonight, an overnight low of 79, then sunny tomorrow with a high near 100. Heat index values tomorrow as high as 115. Coming up on 8 minutes past 3 o'clock, partly cloudy, 95 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
What have we learned about Heidi?
But cockroaches were the least of her problems. Heidi had to fight for every opportunity.
You know, Heidi is, even though she's very kind of sweet and innocent,
Heidi wanted out of the slum, and her agent wasn't doing enough.
Oh my God, they moved Heidi right next to me now.
Although Heidi seems serene,
she's a bit naughty.
she uses an ancient folk remedy to help calm her down.
Heidi is back.
Here we are once again. Happy Monday, the last Monday in July. Heidi Glaus here with Bob Ramsey, Josh Gilbert, and we've got a lot to get to. All of it you can listen to here on the Big 550. You can also watch on 550 KTRS TV on YouTube or Facebook if you're so inclined. Once Josh hits that little button.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Coming up here at 3:30, the boys are going to talk to Caleb Silver. You taped something with him a little earlier, and I was in another meeting. He, of course, is the editor-in-chief of Investopedia. So now we have this trade deal with the EU, which President Trump is saying the best deal yet. So we'll get Caleb's take on that, and also how it's affecting the markets. So that's coming up here at 3:30. We'll also check in with Shannon Kingston, ABC News State Department correspondent, as President Trump weighs in on Gaza and then, of course, Ukraine. We'll find out what he has to say.
I saw him speaking today. It'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward to get Shannon's interpretation and what it kind of means.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So that's coming up. We'll talk a little sports with KTRS Sports Director Brendan Weezy. He spent some time at Mizzou yesterday, and we'll see if we know who's going to lead the football team at the quarterback position. In the 5 o'clock, a very interesting experiment is what I'm going to call it. A founder and CEO of Rooted School Foundation, this is a charter school in New Orleans, decided to give each student $50 a week for the school year without any strings attached. How did they use it, and what did they want to come from this experiment? Did they want it to be about food, school supplies, and then how did the kids actually use it?
And we'll have to ask him. I'm going to guess some kids were successful and did good things. We can interpret what that is with him. Some kids didn't do good things. And could we profile who did good, who did poor, and learn from something?
Well,
As you know, trained sociologist.
Yes.
Okay, it was 50 years ago, but anyway.
Armchair sociologist.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very interesting, even if you look at, let's say, your group of friends, and if you learn a little bit about them and about their parents, there's so much that we take away from our parents, and sometimes it's not actually mimicking them, but maybe doing the complete opposite of how they handle, money and their affairs. So anyway, it'll be an interesting conversation, I think. We'll also talk to Alex Stone. I don't know if you guys saw that Deion Sanders has bladder cancer, and so we'll get the latest with that coming up. We got some entertainment news, and then we'll wrap this show up with some randoms. Over the weekend, one of my closest best friends was on a rant. And I thought, you know what? This is a good topic for us and for listeners to weigh in on. Woods Basement Systems text line 84126. She was so upset because she had stopped to get gas. And I guess every, pump was taken.
Oh, they were all filled. Okay.
But very few were actually at the car. So, do you...
Guilty.
Yeah, look at you. You're happy about it.
Son of a...
So, are you one that pumps the gas and then goes in and leaves your car right there blocking a pump? Are you one, and this is where I am, I usually, if I'm going to run in and grab a water or grab something, I lock the car, let the gas tank fill up while I'm in running the
Please
errand.
do not leave your vehicle while pumping gas.
Yeah,
That absolutely always do.
You two are scofflaws.
Yeah.
You're both scofflaws.
Oh, is
you
Bob?
You two are breaking down society.
All
as
by
we speak.
ourselves.
Now, here's what I do.
Okay.
I don't want a medal or a pat on the back because I'll cheat a little bit. If I got to run in, first of all, I stay there while the gas is pumping.
Okay.
And I'll look around. If there are mostly open pumps and I'm going to go in and get a water or whatever, I'll leave my car and run back out. If there's a lot of cars, I'll pull up into a space. Maybe I do want a medal and a pat on the back.
You know what? And I think you deserve it. But
the only one I'm gonna
do
get.
think that is the most thoughtful way to do it. I don't think there's anything wrong with leaving the pump.
What if it overflows?
It's
Why
always
would
on
it
the
overflow?
It clicks.
It can. It can.
I have never had it overflow once.
Never seen that happen in my life.
Maybe this was the old-timey ones with the glass bubble on top.
That's the
when I
last
was
time
using,
you did
and I
it.
had to pump it with my hand.
I don't see.
That
I don't
explains
even.
a lot right there.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. With the glass bubble.
The ones that you would
The
see,
old-timey, like in the 30s and
old-fashioned.
40s. They
They're
were
really
They were
cool.
kind of skinny and had like a bubble on the top, and that's where they put their little Zephyr or Texaco Star.
So but on those ones, did you even have a choice of different, leaded, unleaded?
Usually if it overflows, it's because
octane.
you've kept your hand on
it too long.
Yeah. And now I don't think I think it'll just shut off.
It'll
They've
click.
Help fix that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will run in while it's filling. You know,
I just can't believe you
but
two.
but
We're not alone. Start the gas pump, go inside, do your shopping, and come out.
handful of times I've pulled up and there's no parking, but there is at the pump.
You mean you've parked and not even gotten gas?
Handful of times.
Oh, you're awful. You are
We're
awful.
living in a society.
Just a handful of times. Well, why are all the spots taken?
You just wait your turn, big boy.
Yeah. That is. Ooh.
Only a handful.
See, even you crossed Heidi's line
Yeah,
there.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
is tough. I
know.
only get fuel at Sam's Club or Costco. There's no issue there. Their fuel
There's
is
no-
always cheaper. Yeah.
There's no store.
I'll tell you what really makes me mad, and I know a lot of people don't even understand what they're doing, but especially in the RV, when I need diesel
Oh,
and every diesel pump is taken because it's also a gas pump.
with one of you
And
regular
there's
people.
so
you
many other
regulars.
empty pumps, but they don't have
And they just
diesel.
They just go to the diesel.
They just go, and I know that people don't even realize that they're doing it.
You know what? I don't, and I apologize, and I'm going to look from now on.
Yeah, because you just don't have as many options if you're
Yeah.
getting diesel.
I will look. I promise all you RV
Thank you.
people, I will look.
The Moto Mart by my house has the regular gas
Oh,
station.
you got a Motomart.
yeah,
And then
fancy.
right next to it is like it's bigger, and I guess it's built just for trucks. You know,
Yeah.
over the road
Yeah.
truckers. Can you pull the RV up to one of those?
I can. A lot of times, though, they have a special card, or you have to go in and prepay,
Oh,
and
okay.
then come back depending on. And I hate going in because I can never estimate how much,
How much
I'm
you
going to
want?
need.
Well, I don't
and
know.
then
I
it's
want a
either-
full tank.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, how much
let
is
it go.
that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever prepaid $50 and then you only put in
47, or you got to go back in.
Yeah.
Do they give you your money back?
They
Yeah.
do.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do. Okay.
Mhm. And there have been those times where they said, "We'll just go ahead and put this on it, and we'll credit your card." But do you always believe that? Do you
No.
trust that?
Maybe it's where I was living at the time, but I feel like 10, 15, 20 years ago, prepay was everywhere. And then now I haven't seen it in years. And I've even been to some rough neighborhoods, people.
You
Have you?
mean cash wise?
They wanted you to come in and prepay.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
couldn't pay at the pump.
They didn't want you to pay it.
No.
They wouldn't
Oh,
even
no,
let you
that's-
pay at the pump.
Come in, bub.
Yeah. There's still a couple by my house
Okay.
that you have to. If you're not going to use
Yeah.
credit or debit, you have to pay first.
Yeah.
As far as that
But
goes.
I think there are less and less.
I think
Yeah.
there's less.
because most people have a card. I don't know what that number is. Is it 60%? Is it 80%? I don't know. But they're expecting most people to use a card.
Yeah.
Somebody said pumped at Page and Lindbergh. New pumps didn't shut off. Extra 30 all over the parking
Whoa.
lot. Ooh. I haven't
too.
seen it.
Whoa.
You too.
I stand
Okay.
corrected.
Who said that?
I
Just
from the 636.
Thank you for supporting me.
Somebody said, "Oh my gosh, Josh, somebody is with you."
Oh, no.
That they actually went and parked right at a pump, ran in
Just to get a bag of
just
ice.
to get a bag of ice.
Oh, my
I
God.
have never once in my life ever done that.
No, not
it's
once.
never even crossed my
Not
mind.
Look at
one
you two.
time.
Boy, St. Peter is going to love you.
Well,
when
I mean,
you guys
it's just
come up.
never even crossed my
Come right
mind.
in, Heidi.
Oh,
Bob.
you never stayed at the pump. Come on in.
You guys must have been in the same car. Come on in, Bob. Come on in.
Man. That is the only time I've parked at a pump and didn't get gas was if I had a buddy, the Beagle in the car, and all the parking spots were in direct sunshine.
Oh, see?
Well,
I'll
we're
take
so
it in the stink
delicate.
eye
We're so delicate.
There are reasons.
for keeping the puppy cool.
Why are all the spots taken?
I mean, it's busy. I feel like every QT is always busy. People
Yeah.
running in and out, but that's also because
They're getting the new beer.
well,
beer?
there was a text
The Quick Trip beer.
Friday said it's somebody's husband's new favorite. Quitting time.
Oh, quitting time.
QT.
That's it, their own beer.
They have their own beer. We finally got it here in St. Louis. I
I
think
must
we were
check it
one
out.
of the, few to actually get it. It started somewhere else, and I think it came here, and then, yeah. In Oregon, there are still full-service gas stations.
Is that true?
Yeah, there are some.
For a while, it was New Jersey and
That you
Oregon.
couldn't do you couldn't do it on your own.
It
You
was
had to have a pro.
100% full service. Mm-hmm. I wonder how much more per gallon you pay for that.
There was more when I was a kid working at my dad's gas station. It wasn't extra; it was just expected.
Yeah.
And you had a little, probably 8 or 10 ounce little squirt bottle, and my dad said, "Squeegees don't do the job. You got to do it by hand."
Oh.
You know, with the paper,
Yeah,
the blue paper towels
the
that
blue
came
paper
out.
towel.
Sure, and you'd have to do that. And check the oil, sir. All
You'd
that.
pull up and ding, ding,
Ding.
and a whole team
Run
would
out.
run out.
Well, I'm the team.
I was
brother.
going to say, the team was one person usually. Somebody said, while not explicitly illegal in most places to leave your car running while pumping gas is strongly discouraged and often considered unsafe. The primary concern, the risk of static electricity, sparking. I never leave it running. I'm too scared to do that as far as that goes. Do you ever leave your car running when you fill up?
No,
Never.
Yeah.
I don't.
Never. I had a story. The drummer or the bass player from Aerosmith was filling up his Ferrari and he was smoking at the pump and he caught himself on fire.
I see that frequently. Not
So
all the
scary.
time, but oh, brother, here you want to say something, we go, no, guess I'm not. Just be ready to duck when his car blows up.
Yeah, it is a little scary. Somebody said Wally's has more gas pumps than parking spots. That is true. But you're not hardly going to be waiting for a pump there.
Wally's and Bucky's, but they do unbelievable business. Sometimes you got to way down the road to get a spot. You'll get it, but you got to go for it.
For sure. Happened at a pump at work, and it was considered a hazmat situation because the gas couldn't drain into a storm sewer.
Oh, no.
As far as that goes. I've seen a truck driver's fuel leave their 18-wheeler at the pump, go in, and take a free shower. That's from Trucker Larry. That would make me so mad.
Well, so on one hand, the cleanliness is great.
Yeah.
So I give them credit there. But on the other hand, you've got your gas flow going.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And if you're going to take up that spot, especially for truckers, if they
Other guys are coming through.
got to get on the road and they're timed and
You got to understand, this is my business.
Yeah. Always take gas cans out of the truck beds and out of trunks before you fill them due to static electricity. Lots of fires that way.
Yep.
30-year firefighter here from the 618.
100%.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Somebody said Oregon is full service because of forest fires.
Oh.
They want to prevent,
Take all those chances out of Heidi and Josh pumping gas and running into the store and grabbing beer and cigarettes.
Man, leaving the pump is dangerous for others. I have never, but here's also, I never, half the time when I come back out, it's still going. Like, I rarely get gas unless my light is on and it is down to empty.
If it's still...
Which I know is hard on the fuel injector.
Is that right? I didn't know that, but I'd make me too nervous.
If it's still filling when I come back out of the store, I'm upset. I'm like, ugh, we're still doing this?
How dare they put you out?
I was ready to leave. I've said this before. I've admitted this story before. Have you ever pulled off with the hose still in the car?
No, but I'm always worried I will. I kind of double and triple check and look back in the rearview mirror.
I've had a friend do it more than once.
I've done it twice, actually.
You have?
Yes. So
You're just so preoccupied?
I don't remember.
Well, he's got to figure out what's going on with him.
This was years ago. But they're magnetic, so when you drive away,
It comes
just
off. They know there are people like you.
and drags around. And so
Did you have to pay for the hose later?
I think they're built
for that?
For this reason. The magnet shuts it off, so there's no gas spilling anywhere. So I pull it out of my car and I walk it back inside. This is the Shell station.
Oh my God! How? You know what? Here's what I'm gonna say. I don't know that I could have done that. I might have just put it in the trunk,
Just left it,
and thrown. I don't want to be that person
throw it
that
at the pump and dive into the car and go.
exactly. I don't want
you're gonna
anybody
you're gonna put it
seeing
in
me.
your trunk. So I brought it inside. And I swear,
sorry.
it's the 100% true story. It was the Shell on Delmar. It's now a CVS, I think. They bulldozed the whole thing. I hand it back to the guy, and I go, I am so sorry. I pulled off, and this thing was in my car, and I don't know what to do here. And he goes, happens all the time. but I've never seen a man do it.
Oh,
that's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, mic drop.
Oh
Shut it
my
down.
gosh.
That's the
First time for everything.
Oh, golly.
Say, well, I'm offended for all the women out there.
Way to take one for the team. Somebody said leaving it pumping is worse than Josh parking the car at the pump. Really? You guys feel this way? That is interesting.
I've never heard that was a thing.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
Had
it's a
no
dan-
idea.
It's a danger.
Okay.
All right. As a retired FedEx guy, I'm a little embarrassed that I put gas in my diesel truck more than once. Well, you know I've done that
really?
too.
How bad does it mess things up?
Really, really bad.
Does it?
Tell Bob how much it cost and how much it could have cost.
Thank God.
They were able to flush it out, right?
Yeah, well, and thankfully, again, I was on like empty on the
You would
fumes.
put lighter fluid in there. It doesn't matter. You got to get something in
I
there.
got it, yeah. And so I was trying to rush back for work. It was a good lesson to me to take the time. And I've said this before too. It was a green nozzle, and typically diesel are green, and I just wasn't even paying attention. And just for all of you out there, the gas can fit in the diesel. Diesel can't fit in your gas tank. The nozzle is
I didn't know
bigger
that. Interesting.
on
And
diesel
We
nozzles.
talked about this. Finn's got a game at home where things are star-shaped and
Triangle.
they don't fit into the squares.
Yeah.
They should make the
They should.
nozzles
so that
and or the receptacles.
myself, yes,
the same shape so you couldn't
yeah.
put a nozzle in. But apparently that's not the case.
No, it is not. And so myself and now my friend, this retired FedEx guy. So
Josh,
I
call Texaco.
put it in, and it started, and I got right into the middle of the intersection. It was a red light, thank God, that I wasn't in the middle. It was in like O'Fallon, Illinois.
Okay.
And it just went. And I look over at Marcia, and I'm like, what is happening? And like, I immediately thought it was bad gas. And
right.
it had just gone
Too
through.
much water or whatever.
Yeah. And tried to start it, and it would start and then immediately die. Start. So finally, I run over 3 lanes of traffic to look at the gas pump, and I'm like, son of a.
That was
Marcia,
me.
why weren't you looking at
That's
this?
exactly right. And you know what? Thank God it was me and not her, because if she'd done something like that, then I get all upset. So
Heidi would have
anyway,
left her in Effingham.
yeah.
What is the benefit to diesel? Why are there two different?
It's, well, for us in the RV, you can climb much better, especially if you have that extra poundage. And so if we're in like the Ozarks, so in comparison to my sister-in-law who has a gas, like hers takes a lot longer to get up those hills. You also get a little better gas mileage, at least in my case, with diesel versus gas.
Okay.
As far as
So
that
the diesel
goes.
engine helps climbing.
And you're going to pay quite a bit more on the front end for a diesel motorhome versus
Interesting.
they're supposed to last longer as well when it comes to the motor. But that's what I have learned through my research. But anyway, we finally, after hours, got a tow truck to take us at least out of the intersection. But then we were waiting on another tow truck to take us to the Mercedes-Benz dealer in O'Fallon, Missouri.
That's
Because-
an hour drive.
Yes, it is. So, thankfully, it didn't start and it didn't run the gas through the engine, and they were able to drain what I had put in there, clean it all out,
Flush it out,
and
yeah.
it only ended up costing about $2,000, which it could have cost.
Only 2,000.
Only, let me tell you, I was so happy. I was afraid it was going to be a $15,000 to $20,000 mistake.
Oh my God.
And certain people have said, insurance may or may not cover it because it was your fault. So anyway, I was happy to get out of it with that.
Whoa.
But it was a nightmare, and one that I hope to never make again. I check and double check and triple check every time I stop. And I'll even
Check
say
the color, check
yes.
the label.
I'll even say, right, this is especially if it's like a black handle or a different color handle. I'll say, will you please just double check this, right? This is diesel. I'm putting diesel in here. Yeah.
Oh
So somebody from the 685, which I don't know where that is, diesel engines produce more power and torque. So to put it, yeah. Somebody said, which is worse, someone leaving their car at the pump or seeing someone plug their electric car into a socket on a light pole for free juice?
Can you do that?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I could just plug into.
Listen to this. Somebody said, Heidi, you're wrong. Diesel is yellow, not green. Depends on where you are. A lot of them have green. There are yellow ones, and there are black ones as well. You got to really pay attention, but a lot of the gas stations have green. Somebody said that a guy at work drove away with the nozzle in his car, drove from St. Peter's to Columbia with it hanging out. Wouldn't you have heard it?
The whole way?
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Boy, that
clunk.
guy driving behind us is making a lot of noise.
Yeah,
They must have had the Aerosmith turned way up.
Wouldn't you think that so many people are honking beside him and going?
Yeah.
'Cause I know one more
What's your
quick
problem,
story.
buddy?
When my mom and dad had their pull behind camper, you have all kinds of compartments on the outside.
Oh, right.
And they apparently had forgot to either lock or shut the one that had like the sink and a little outdoor kitchen. And I guess a couple of, they said kids, probably young 20s, driving by them, waving and kind of pointing at something. And they thought they were just kind of being smart alecky kids,
Yeah.
like kind of calm and old. And they finally,
damn kids.
yeah, figured out that it was open. And I don't think anything flew out, but they pulled over and got it all tied down.
785 area code, Northern Kansas.
Oh, Northern Kansas.
I wonder if that's Trucker Larry.
No, Trucker Larry's been texting and signs at TL. I'm pretty sure. All right, it is 3:32. You know what is coming up, and hopefully you'll continue to be a part of it here on the Heidi Glaus Show with Bob and Josh. But first, we got to get a little traffic from Sobe Bay, who's in the KTRS Traffic Center.
Hey, Heidi.
How was your weekend, Sobe?
My weekend was great. Spent it at the pool.
Oh,
very
perfect place to be.
Right on. There's a crash on North 270 near Dorset Road exit that has one lane closed. The left-hand shoulder is blocked due to a crash on 70 East at the 270 interchange, and the right-hand shoulder is blocked due to a crash on 70 West at Cypress Road. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House, located in Cottleville. Stop by for brunch, happy hour, or even plan your next event at the Rack House, featuring upscale casual dining and drinks since 2014. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Hi, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. Summer temps sure put our air conditioners to the test. A few years ago, before I knew about Premier Heating and Cooling, our air conditioner was on its last legs. We decided to push the envelope and try to limp through another St. Louis summer before replacing it. We went away on vacation and came back to discover our air conditioning unit had gone on the fritz while we were gone, and we ended up with all kinds of trouble, including warped wood floors. That delay in replacing our worn-out unit was an expensive mistake. If you're limping through and you know it's time for a replacement unit, our friends at Premier Heating and Cooling can take care of you and even work with you on financing. Or if you haven't taken the time to really get your air conditioner checked out and make sure it's operating at peak efficiency, which will really help on your bills and help with the life of your air conditioning unit, Premier Heating and Cooling is the place to go. Excellent rating with the Better Business Bureau. So many of their new customers are referred by happy customers like me. PremierHeatingCooling.net. 636-916-1122.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Thanks, Farmer Dave. We are insanely busy right now. It's my peak selling and buying season. I need to buy as many pristine Corvettes, Cadillacs, Vipers, Raptors, and other sports cars and luxury cars that I can find. You have a unique, rare, classic, or collectible vehicle you want to sell? Maybe even a daily driver with super low miles and in excellent condition. If so, we want to talk. We are cash buyers for collector-grade vehicles, including motorcycles. We've got great deals on hard-to-find, auto-check certified vehicles, too. Hop on our site today to buy, sell, or trade.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of Mastercars, Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MastercarsInc.com to get more details. That's MastercarsInc.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Have you recently retired and lost your sense of purpose? It happens. How about an opportunity to reconnect with the community? You should consider a part-time or even a full-time position with the Rockwood School District. You see, Rockwood School District is actively looking to fill part-time and substitute positions. Bus drivers, cafeteria workers, groundskeepers, and more. They offer outstanding benefits, a positive and caring working environment, competitive pay, flexible hours as well as shifts, signing bonuses, and an opportunity to work with kids. And if you're hired full-time, you can enroll your kids in the Rockwood School District even if you don't live in the district. The application process is easy. No resumes required. Just go to rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. Reconnect with the community and find a new purpose with the Rockwood School District. rsdmo.org/jobs. It's summertime in St. Louis, and the Big 550 KTRS is ready to go.
We're here to keep you cool on those hot summer days.
Keeping you company to share a laugh and make some summer memories.
Thank you for taking the Big 550 with you wherever you go.
Download the mobile app, stream online, and watch us live on our KTRS YouTube channel. It's summertime in the Lou, and we're your summertime station.
Live, local, homegrown. We are the Big 550 KTRS. Depend on it.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, the administration announced a new trade deal with the European Union. That comes on the heels of the one that we announced last week on Japan. And the question is, these are big wins for Trump. Are they big wins for U.S. consumers? Caleb Silver, editor-in-chief of Investopedia, joins us, and he always breaks it down pretty succinctly. Caleb, what are you looking at today?
Yeah, well, I guess you could say lower losses for consumers because we went from 30% threat of tariffs to 15%. There are some exemptions that are meaningful, but if you look at this trade deal that the Trump administration struck with the European Union, very similar to South Korea and Japan, where there's also a promise of investment, further investment in the United States. In this case, $750 billion worth of energy purchases the EU promises to make, and $600 billion worth of investments into U.S. companies and into U.S. businesses. So that plus a reduced tariff rate, I guess you could say the U.S. won here, and consumers will end up paying a little bit more, but not as much as we thought.
So what was the EU's tariff previous? What were they putting tariffs on U.S. goods? That's zero now, I suppose, but what was it?
Yeah, the threat of reciprocal tariffs range anywhere from 15 to 25% and even higher for some goods.
Yeah.
But right now it looks like they've agreed to drop those tariffs. That said, when you look at some of the notable exemptions or the things we don't really know anything about yet, like alcohol, wine imports from the European Union, those were not included in this deal. But other things like agricultural products, military equipment, chemicals, and some generic pharmaceuticals, aircraft and aircraft parts, those were exempt from this. So, there's still tariffs in place. They're just going to be less than we thought.
So I had asked Bob before we started here, I said, what do we get from Europe? He said wine. I said, of course, wine. We get BMWs, cars. What else do we get from Europe?
significantly we get drugs. And if you think about some of the biggest drug makers in the world, GlaxoSmithKline and others who provide a lot of generic drugs, very popular, Merck, very popular over-the-counter drugs, but also some very popular blockbuster prescription drugs. The president had threatened as much as 200% tariffs on pharmaceuticals earlier this spring. He's backed off of that at this point in time. So I think that's probably the most significant import. Plus, there is a lot of aircraft and aircraft parts. If you think about Bombardier, Airbus, and some of the other makers that U.S. airliners buy their planes from.
The issues with Big Pharma, it's really fascinating. I know the president was quoted as saying that he absolutely wants to have pharmaceuticals made in the U.S., and I guess he's trying to push that this way. It'll be interesting to see how that battle plays out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of money in the balance here and a lot of product loyalty. And you think about people who have been on the same drug, prescription drug, for years as part of their medical therapy. That's a very big deal. But also a lot of the drug innovation that's been happening in Europe. But the president wants more of that here in the United States. And the energy investment, the $750 billion worth of guaranteed energy purchases, when you think about that in context, the U.S. would like Europe to not buy as much natural gas and oil from Russia, where it's been purchasing the majority of its imports.
And these reinvestment promises that the EU gave us, Japan did as well, I'm guessing South Korea did as well, these will help American jobs, these will help American manufacturing?
That is the theory, and that is the promise from the Trump administration. The question is whether or not these will actually go through, how these go through. The devil's in the details, always with these trade deals. So far, we see very big headline numbers and announcements and press conferences, but when you get down to brass tacks about what's being charged, who's picking up that bill? Is it the exporters themselves? Is it the retailers here on this end? We know Walmart has promised to pass on higher prices to us. Other retailers have said that they won't. So who ends up paying this? That's a big deal in the balance of this. And what actually happens to that money? The money is ostensibly going into the U.S. Treasury. How are we going to feel it on Main Street here in America?
And that was my biggest question. Are they going to pay down the debt with this? Is it going to be watched closely because you give the government a bunch of money? And the biggest fear is it just kind of goes away. But who covers the cost of this? I asked you right off the bat about consumers. The Trump administration has come out on television time and time again, and they said, well, companies don't have to pass that cost on to the consumers. They could eat it themselves. And I'm wondering, are they trying to convince themselves of that? Or in reality, are we seeing prices go up, or have companies kind of taken the hit themselves?
Well, according to a lot of studies by institutional investors, a lot of companies have eaten a lot of these tariffs, but they haven't been as bad as they thought they would be, because we started out this conversation way back on so-called Liberation Day with 25 and 35% rates around the world, and then you see 50% tariffs on things like copper, aluminum, and steel. Those are very big deals for industrial companies. So far, a lot of companies have eaten themselves, or exporters in countries around the world have eaten those costs before they've made their way to us. We're going to see in the next few months, after August 1st, I should say, and the rest of these trade deals, if they come together, we're going to see where those costs actually get passed on. The trade-off for investors is if companies eat these costs themselves, we're going to have lower profit margins. That potentially means lower stock prices. So the trade-off is going to be give up some of those gains in the stock market and get lower prices on Main Street, or the other way around, where companies are like, no way, you're going to eat those costs if you want to, dear consumer, and they'll do that until we stop buying things.
And give me a primer on this, if you don't mind. Were we in a tariff/trade deficit for many years, maybe even decades? And are we starting to reverse that? And is that why it's such an unknown, because we haven't had that in so long?
That's right. We've been in a trade deficit for years, and it was as big, it's been as big as, hundreds of billions of dollars. But if you look at the first quarter of this year, we started to turn that around a little bit because companies were importing less at the threat of higher prices.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't actually see a lot of higher prices. We need to see a couple more months of this. And I think tomorrow we start to see the first reports of the trade balance again for the past month or two. That will tell the tale, but it's going to take a long time to transform our economy from an importing economy that imported so much of its goods to one where we do a lot of the manufacturing here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Caleb, I've seen story after story the past week that said everybody's wary about tariffs and what it's going to have on the economy. However, the stock market is booming. and no one can really seem to explain that. How do you see it?
I think it's because we've had more smoke than fire when it's come to tariffs, more threats than actual tariffs that have been implemented on goods coming into the United States. Also, investors are kind of beyond that right now, focused on other things like the growth of corporate profits. That could all be compromised by higher tariffs if they have to eat them, but they're also looking at the very likelihood of lower interest rates by the end of this year, one way or the other. We have a big Fed meeting this week. Don't expect to cut here, but the pressures the president's been putting on the Fed chair to cut rates. If he doesn't cut them, somebody else will. So they're looking at lower rates, higher corporate profits, and easing of corporate taxes, given the passage of the tax bill, and a lot of green lights for companies right now to grow higher profits.
Are we in a good spot right now when it comes to the economy?
It really depends on who we are and who you're talking about. You can talk to people that have said that they've been in a recession for the past decade or they've been in a recession since COVID, and they never got their business out of the hole here. But if you're an investor or a shareholder or an asset owner and you own your home or you own multiple properties, you're doing very well right now. There's more millionaires than have ever been printed as of last year because of higher stock prices. But you have to be invested and you have to own assets to be able to feel like you're doing well right now.
All right, Caleb Silver with Investopedia. Thanks so much. He always breaks it down for us in a way that we dullards, Bob and I, can actually understand. Yeah, thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
And now, KTRS weather from the John Beal Roofing Weather Desk.
The heat is on, but the clock is ticking. If we can get through Wednesday, there is much cooler and less humid air waiting for us later this week. Not this afternoon or this evening, though. The heat index popping to near 110 today, with just a slight chance of a spot storm. I don't think we'll drop into the 80s until almost bedtime tonight, and then 80 for the overnight low. Up to 99 tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. The top heat index Tuesday at about 111. Then you've got one more hot day Wednesday before we see highs in the lower 80s for Thursday and Friday. That's going to feel great. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550 KTRS.
John Beal Roofing is the home of the lowest price roofing guarantee. Get a free estimate today at johnbealroofing.com.
Electricity is very important because if you don't have electricity, you're sitting in the dark in more ways than one. And when the lights go out for one last time, maybe, just maybe, you want a whole home generator. Well, that's where Michael Baldy comes in because Michael Baldy can do that. He's putting in a whole home generator for a friend of mine on the hill. Whether you live on the hill or a brand new home, at some point you're going to need some electrical help, and that's where Michael Baldy comes in. He's been an electrician since 1996, and he has a full team of electricians who will help you every single step of the way, whether it's a whole home generator, maybe some extra plugs for the Christmas lights, maybe it's something in the basement, something in the attic, maybe the garage. Doesn't matter. Whether it's an old Victorian home or a brand new commercial building, indoor or out, Michael Baldy, the electrician, has got to be on your phone. Put him on your speed dial, 314-968-9999, 314-968-9999. You can thank me later. Michael Baldy, BaldyElectric.com.
Something new is hidden inside City Museum, a twisting maze of metal and myth. Walls made of syrup tanks and Twinkie pans, glass from an old library, secrets behind every turn, and deep inside, a 2-story slide unlike anything before. The all-new 4th floor expansion, Labyrinth, is now open. You have to lose yourself to find your path. Play all summer with a summer play pass, only $34.99 at citymuseum.org.
You're selling your home, and I want to buy it. This is Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I am ready to pay top dollar for your home. No contingencies, no inspections, no monkey business. I buy your home no matter the condition or location, and you walk away with cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867, 314-283-0867, or at robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
Congratulations to John Beal Roofing. Want to give them a shout out. They've been a sponsor of the show through thick and through thin for coming up on 20 years, and their message has remained the same all these 20 years. Make sure you call someone local. With all the storms that have been in the area over the last couple of months, it's been busy, and a lot of out-of-towners are coming in. They sure are nice, but you know what? They'll take half your money, and you never see them again. Somebody from the insurance industry told me, make sure you call local. I told him I was well schooled. John Beal Roofing will guarantee you the best price. They'll work with your insurance company to make sure you get the claim you deserve to fix it and fix it right. Roofing, siding, gutters, all storm damage, John Beal Roofing will take care of it. Keep it local and keep it John Beal. Keep it in the family for 20-plus years. John Beal Roofing, 1-800-NEW-ROOF or johnbealroofing.com.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture and Mattress, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. We offer the largest selection of Amish-made furniture in the St. Louis area, plus quality living room furniture from Flex Steel and Smith Brothers. We carry top-quality mattresses from world-famous brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Chatham & Wells. Shop our Belleville, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis, and Ellisville showrooms. At Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture.
Hey, St. Louis, now's the time to elevate your health and wellness. Join Club Fitness and unlock the ultimate health club experience, featuring over $600 in added value from our elite wellness partners. Join today at clubfitness.us or visit any of our 19 locations.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
It's about 9 minutes before 4 o'clock. Let's check back in with Sobe Bay.
Hey, Heidi. An accident on 64 East at Big Bend has the right lane blocked. Traffic on 64 West slows down at Lake St. Louis out to 70, and it's very heavy on Highway K approaching Laura Hill Road in O'Fallon. This traffic update is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized, friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
President Trump continues his meetings with European leaders, and Shannon Kingston, ABC News State Department correspondent, joins us with the latest. Hey, Shannon.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right. Let's talk about what President Trump had to say about Gaza.
Yeah, he's been under enormous pressure from the international community, both to pressure Israel to allow more aid to enter the enclave and to step up U.S. efforts to help out because, we're seeing there's just not enough assistance getting into Gaza and not enough overall to go around. So the president said he was going to do more, but exactly what remains unclear. He pitched the idea of starting these open food markets with European allies that he says would cut down on the long lines and the chaos we've seen at distribution sites. But the problem is his administration is continuing to endorse the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Now, that's a controversial NGO that the U.S. has already funded with $30 million at least, that critics say is contributing to the humanitarian crisis, the chaos inside Gaza, because they work with the Israeli government and because they prioritize prohibiting any kind of interference from Hamas over everything else.
And you know what? It is interesting, as you point out, you've got all these different entities trying to get into this one space. And it'll be interesting to see if the president has a concrete plan to try and clean it up and get to the bottom line of making sure those kids are fed.
That's right. And we did see the real-time effect of that international pressure we just talked about kind of play out on the president during his meeting with the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Before he headed into that talk behind closed doors, the president was reluctant to even acknowledge that there was starvation happening inside Gaza. But when he came out of that meeting, he said the pictures we're seeing are undeniable, and that's when he promised to do more.
What about Ukraine?
Well, the president has also been under pressure on this front, but he's been getting more carrot than stick. And, we can see that he has this deal that he's locked up with the UK trade agreement. And then also he announced the framework of an agreement with the EU, one of the U.S.'s most consequential trade partners. And that's seen as very favorable to the Trump administration. So just 24 hours after that happened, he announced that he no longer saw the 50-day deadline for Vladimir Putin to move toward a ceasefire in Ukraine as reasonable. He said he was being too generous, and he shortened that deadline, he says, to between 10 and 12 days, after which he'll take economic action, deploy more sanctions against Russia. Now, like any threat, you need muscle behind it if it's going to mean anything. But we did see after he made that announcement, the Russian stock market took quite a hit. So there are signs that Moscow is now taking him seriously.
How many sanctions do we have on Russia already? And is there anywhere else to even go with that?
It is an enormous amount of sanctions, but we've not hit the ceiling yet. And the reason for that is going back to the Biden administration, there was a big fear about limiting Russia's energy sector too much because it would cut off supplies to the rest of the world. And of course, we all remember inflation all too well, concerns about rising energy costs. So the fear was doing too much would actually punish the rest of the world. Now, the economic calculus has changed there a little bit. The Trump administration is saying that they're willing to go there, but this also could be a little bit of a game of chicken here between Trump and Putin because really the economic consequences, there's no way to fully know what they'll be.
Emmanuel Macron last week, he's the president of France, said that they will recognize Palestine as its own country or as its own thing. Has there been major fallout from that? And is Trump on this trip going to go to France?
Well, right now, the White House hasn't announced any travel outside of the United Kingdom, but there has been a lot of animosity and some tough words from the Trump administration following that announcement. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called it reckless. He said it was a slap in the face to the victims of the October 7th attack. And right now, as we speak, there is a conference, a high-level meeting going on at the UN about establishing a two-state solution to end the long-standing conflict between Israel and the Palestinians, to set them up with two countries. The Trump administration has said that they will not participate, even though a two-state solution has long been a bipartisan view here in Washington.
Very interesting. Shannon Kingston, ABC News State Department correspondent. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you very much.
Appliance Discounters has another showroom, this time on Gravois Road, right next to the little Dairy Queen that's been there for ages. This showroom is different. It's packed with name brands, GE, LG, Bosch, that are slightly dinged, one-of-a-kind, or closeout items direct from the manufacturer. They all come with the factory warranties and all the factory rebates. You want huge savings at big discounts, theappliancediscounters.com. To find the one nearest you, including the one on Gravois Road in Afton, theappliancediscounters.com.
Now that summer's here, you'll be spending a lot of time in the backyard while you're outside grilling or taking a refreshing dip in that pool. Don't forget to take a look up at your trees for dead branches or large limbs hanging right over the house. Uh-oh. Better have a Ray's Tree Service arborist come by for a free no-obligation estimate. Ray's will keep your trees and your property looking great all summer. Call 314-821-2665 or visit RaysTreeService.com. That's RaysTreeService.com.
For the best in quality homestyle food, it's Gingham's Restaurant. Here's an even better reason to join us. Gingham's is proud to partner with KTRS Radio and the Salvation Army for Christmas in July. They typically serve 6,500 families, but this year isn't typical. This event helps families devastated by the tornado we experienced in May. Bring new, unwrapped toys to Gingham's Restaurant and help us fill our Christmas box. Make this Christmas merry for families that lost everything. Thanks from all of us at Gingham's in St. Charles.
You're finally ready to renovate your home. Riverbend Kitchen & More is your BBB accredited project partner that is attentive and responsive to your vision from concept to completion. Riverbend specializes in kitchens and baths, but also bars, bookcases, cabinetry, countertops, and more. They work with homeowners, contractors, and developers. Proud supplier of Waypoint Living Spaces cabinets, as well as other quality cabinetry lines. Financing is available, conveniently located in Soulard, Alton, and Mascoutah. Call 314-314-7411. Online at riverbendkm.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Did you know that workplace stress is now one of the top causes of declining mental health? In fact, 61% of the global workforce is experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. You can't just wave goodbye to work, but taking small steps for your wellness can yield big results. Hit play on your favorite podcast or song, sit in the sun, or take a walk daily. Even 5 minutes away from your screen can make all the difference. And while holidays are nice, they aren't a long-term solution. Don't forget that therapy can be ongoing and can help you build resilience to handle the unexpected challenges that the workday or any day can bring. Finding work-life balance can be hard. Getting the help you deserve? That should be easy. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/ABC Radio for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/ABC Radio.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
I'm Brian Clark. 2 children were killed and several others hurt when their sailboat collided with a barge near Miami. The Miami Yacht Club says the boat included participants in the Miami Youth Sailing Foundation. Miami Fire Lieutenant Pete Sanchez says,
we utilized one of the homes here in Hibiscus Island to be able to transfer the children from the ocean to land where we had rescue units standing by. Miami Beach Fire Rescue transported 3 children ranging between the ages of 8 and 12, all in critical condition.
Another person's in stable condition. The man accused of injuring 11 people in a Saturday stabbing attack at a Michigan Walmart pleaded not guilty today to all charges, including terrorism. Julia Martell was at that Traverse City Walmart during the attack.
I was right there. I saw the knife, but I got out of his way in time. And it seemed like all of the people who got stabbed and got attacked were people who couldn't physically get out of his way, like people in wheelchairs.
Police today revealed they had begun looking for that man, Bradford Gill, one day earlier. He has a history of mental health issues. President Trump continues his trip in Scotland, and while trade's a major topic, so is the situation in the Middle East.
President Trump said Monday the U.S. would set up food centers to help people in Gaza amid a worsening humanitarian crisis, but he didn't offer details on how that would work.
Some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it, and you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved.
President Trump also spoke about the difficulty of dealing with Hamas to secure a ceasefire agreement. Talks last week broke down with the administration saying Hamas was not acting in good faith. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Football legend Deion Sanders, now the coach of the University of Colorado, revealed today he's been treated for bladder cancer. Sanders urged others to get checked. He says doctors removed his bladder and constructed a new one. He says he's ready for the upcoming season. You're listening to ABC News.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Execution agreement that
94 degrees at 4:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. Extreme heat warnings and heat advisories continue to be in effect for the St. Louis region. We'll have the forecast coming up. Lincoln County has issued a state of emergency in Ellsbury due to flash flooding. Officials say that 42 people were rescued and 18 evacuated from their homes. Dozens of homes there sustained severe water damage. Meanwhile, a church in Ellsbury has been set up as a relief hub for flood victims. United Methodist Church is providing hot meals and is also accepting monetary donations. The Illinois State Fair has implemented new enhanced security measures in collaboration with Illinois State Police.
The following items will not be allowed at the Illinois State Fairgrounds and will be confiscated if found. Firearms, concealed carry is prohibited. Weapons of any kind, including but not limited to knives, pepper spray, stun guns, brass knuckles, batons, and bats. Illegal substances, drones or laser pointers. Firearms or flammable materials. New this year are metal detectors and bag checks at all grandstand entrances. No backpacks, duffel bags, or purses larger than 14 by 18 inches are allowed into the grandstand. The 2025 Illinois State Fair runs from August 7th through August 17th in Springfield. Jim Fairchild, KTRS News.
A suspect is being sought after a hit and run in North St. Louis that left a woman with critical injuries. Police say she was struck by an SUV shortly after exiting a vehicle in the 9200 block of Riverview Drive. And the Major Case Squad has been activated to investigate a murder of a teenager in the Metro East. Police say a 16-year-old boy was found lying in the street on Washington Avenue and Wayne Lanter Avenue in Madison Saturday afternoon. And now we have this report from Jefferson City.
As we learned this past week, there are 3 new Missouri Senate Select Committees in operation. The Missouri Senate Select Committee on Equal Protection and DEI, the Missouri Senate Select Committee on Government Modernization and Transformation, and the Missouri Senate Select Committee on Property Taxes and the State Tax Commission. These panels could begin to hold hearings at any time. Next up for lawmakers will be the annual veto session, which will be held in September. The only legislation to see vetoes from the governor this year are line items in the appropriations bills that comprise the fiscal year 2026 state operating budget, which could be considered during veto session. Reporting from the state capitol, I'm Dean Morgan.
And Habitat for Humanity of St. Charles County is hosting one of its annual free home buyer readiness programs today. The workshop at the Spencer Road branch of the St. Charles City County Library will offer financial coaching to assist in achieving home ownership goals. That will be this evening from 6 until 8 p.m., and another one will be held again next Tuesday, August the 5th. The program is open to both residents and non-residents of St. Charles County. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. In the markets at close, the Dow down 64 points at 44,837, NASDAQ up 70 at 21,178, and the S&P 500 up 1 at 6,389. Now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, we go to Sobe.
Hey, Steve. The Cardinals dealt away pitcher Eric Fetty to the Atlanta Braves for cash considerations or a player to be named later. Fetty was designated for assignment by the Birds last week. The Cardinals started a 3-game series against the Florida Marlins tonight at Busch, game time 6:45. St. Louis City loses to Minnesota 2-1 after blowing a second-half lead. Next up, City will take on Aston Villa from the Premier League in an exhibition match on Wednesday. I'm Sobe Bay from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk. Now on to traffic. 170 South slows down at Delmar to 64. An accident on 64 East at Big Bend has been cleared, but traffic still moving slow in the area. And one lane of Lindbergh will be closed at the I-64 overchange from 6 p.m. this evening to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning for road work. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
An extreme heat warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. on Wednesday. We do have a 20% chance for a scattered shower this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight, an overnight low of 79, then sunny tomorrow with a high near 98 and heat index values as high as 111. At 4:07, we have partly cloudy skies, 94 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Meet me at the Village Bar. Ready for the world's best cheeseburger, homemade onion rings, trashed wings? It's the Village Bar for food and sports. Cards, blues, Mizzou, NFL, the game's always on. Open 7 days a week in De Pere. Grab your friends, grab a cold beer. We'll see you at the Village Bar.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Monday afternoon, July 28th, Beep Baseball World Series empowers blind athletes. A big baseball tournament took place over the weekend in Edwardsville, Illinois, with 19 teams, some from the Midwest, some from Texas, some from out east, and one from Taiwan, according to Mind's Eye CEO Jason Frazier. He talked to Frank Cusimano. The most impressive thing about this tournament, the players cannot see the ball that they are hitting. It was the 49th annual Beep Baseball World Series. If you've never seen it played, it is amazing. Each player wears a blindfold to make sure that the field of vision is leveled because they're different kind of sights.
Some people can see a little bit.
Yeah.
Some people are completely blind.
Exactly. The team provides their own pitcher who needs to say 3 words: set, ready, ball, and then the ball is thrown in the batter's wheelhouse. Now, after the ball is hit, a volunteer clicks the switch and a horn goes off to determine which base to go to. The fielders are using the beep of that ball to find it, and if the player in the field has possession of the ball before the runner tackles the base, they're out. Now, as Frank so wisely put it, in Beep Baseball World Series, the players may not actually be able to see their greatness, but everybody watching it does.
It was really a good story.
Yeah.
Really a good story by Frank.
Good
It's
line,
fascinating.
Frank. Good line.
Yeah, I wonder who wrote that for him. No, Frank, we kid because we care.
He is a great writer.
He's terrific.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Well, this is going to sports, too. I didn't know you were going to do that. Little Leaguer is going to be allowed to play after being suspended over a bat flip.
I saw this whole story, and I was like, what?
It is crazy. Let me get to it, and then we'll kind of
Debate
sort
it
it out. 12-year-old played Thursday night for his New Jersey team hours after he faced suspension. A kid in New Jersey on the previous day hit a home run, tossed his bat, apparently way up in the air. 2-run homer, got him to the next round of the tournament. The kid, Marco, was ejected after a 6th-inning 2-run homer and suspended for a game, the next game, because of what the family was told were actions that were deemed unsportsmanlike and horseplay. I've never seen horseplay in any rules anywhere. Anyway, the family tried to argue their point that he didn't break any rules. He didn't do anything wrong. He was celebrating his own thing. He wasn't taunting anybody.
Right.
To no avail. So the dad, I get it, immediately went to court, to get an injunction. And he was awarded the ability to play from a judge. The sides made their argument. So the Little League fought it before the Gloucester County Chancery Division on Thursday afternoon. Before the game, the winner of the state tournament advances to the regionals. Anyway, the Little League maintains the tournament's rules serve as a guide for determining, making a determination regarding conduct, and it falls distinctly under the discretion of the umpire. And as a person who runs tournaments, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
And I'll explain why in just a minute. What makes the ejection and suspension noteworthy is that Little League Baseball posts videos of bat flip celebrations on their social media, and it does not result.
That's not a good look, yeah.
And that's what the lawyer said. Let me give you his line. While we continue to follow any orders, oh no, that's from the Little League. I'm sorry, where'd it go? The lawyer said that, oh gosh, I missed his quote, but said that it was egregious and that
I'm surprised they were able to push this through so quickly so the kid could continue to play.
By punishing the youngster on this occasion and not on 2 prior occasions, or by punishing this youngster and not others who are on the website and on the social media website of the Little League Baseball, it appears they are engaging in application of the rules, which would appear to be arbitrary and capricious, which is and would be an abuse of discretion. And I think he's right.
If you have a bad ump, the entire weekend is ruined.
Now, could all of us folks, probably even some of us old timers, they wouldn't let you do that when I played, and the pitcher would drill you and all these kinds of things. That's not the world we live in right now. And if you're not expressly taunting an opponent, I think that's a tough call by the umpire, especially, and there's no report of this, especially if no warning is given.
Right.
All you got to say is, hey,
don't do it again.
Son, that's out of line. Coach, both coaches, all right, don't let this thing get out of hand.
Yep.
This is the end of the bat flips for today's game. But instead, they threw him out and suspended him immediately.
Yeah,
that's too much.
I agree. And especially, we are still talking about kids.
They're 12 years old. Kids are going to act like fools.
Absolutely.
Because they're little kids.
And they're watching major
Big
league
leaguers.
players
Every
doing
night.
it and kind of doing the points and doing it, and that's all they dream of doing.
Every single night it's
Yeah.
on television.
Absolutely.
So I generally don't like the legal system to get into sports, but I think the judge did the right thing here.
Yeah, I would agree.
I echo Heidi saying I can't believe that the court system worked so quickly.
Yeah.
Aren't they known to
Drag things out a bit.
slowly? All right, the worst tourist traps in the world have been revealed. Have you guys seen this list?
No, but are you reading it just because it says Grand Canyon?
No,
You're not going to
no.
try to take a victory lap?
Grand Canyon is not on the
Oh,
list.
okay. Then
Not on
I've
the
got
list.
one, so you do your list, and I'll see
All
if
right.
it's on there.
So this is the world. Yet 2 locations in the United States tied for first.
Okay.
What they did is they reviewed thousands and thousands of reviews over 50 different popular destinations around the world and looked for the terms tourist trap. And tied at 1,000 apiece. Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco.
Huh.
And Wall Drug.
Wall Drug, that's my number one.
Was it?
Absolutely.
Wall
in South
Drug
Dakota.
In South Dakota. Now, Bob, you have to explain this to me because I knew a guy that worked here who went on vacation, went to Mount Rushmore, and was very happy to stop by the Wall Drug. Why are people even coming to this place in the first place?
Well, you're in the middle of nowhere. You're probably driving from Omaha up to Sioux Falls. Anyway, and then you're going on the interstate west, right? Your destination's probably the Black Hills or even Yellowstone. Okay, so you're going through, and it's nothing but desolate prairie. And in the middle of nowhere is this little oasis, this little town, and Wall Drug. When I was a kid and went there, I thought it was a big deal. So we're with another family, a total of 10 people.
Whoa.
And I go, we got to go to Wall Drug. We got to go to Wall Drug. We get there. And by the time we left, everybody was giving me the death stare.
It didn't live up to your memories?
No, it did not. It is awful.
It goes on to say Wall Drug attracts 2 million tourists each year and started out as a small pharmacy in 1931. Now it is known worldwide for being a quirky roadside attraction spreading 76,000 square feet. Visitors can enjoy coffee for 5 cents, fresh donuts, an old-timey photo studio, as well as over 300 pieces of Western art.
So it's not even like there's a soda fountain.
No, it's that description, while maybe accurate, is not truthful. It's horrible.
Horrible.
There's nothing there of value. You go to try and eat, it takes forever. The service is terrible. The food is terrible. Everything's terrible.
Users slammed it for being crammed and tacky.
Yep.
While another user said you will be ripped off by every store owner in this town.
100%.
Somebody said, I agree with Wall Drug, but there's nothing around there, so it's nice to have the cheesy place to go through.
It kind of sounds like a Buc-ee's or a Wally's.
No, oh no. Buc-ee's is the Taj Mahal compared to Wall
To
Drug.
the Wall Drug.
If Wall Drug was a cute soda fountain and ice cream shop at a gas station, it'd be fantastic. But they've got all this stuff that is just designed to suck your wallet dry
Oh, yeah.
for no value to you.
Speaking of which, the Taj Mahal does not appear on the list. I thought for sure it would in the top 50. It is not on here, as far as I can tell.
Having said that, Fisherman's Wharf, I ate there. Where did we eat? Some famous sourdough place.
Oh, yeah.
And it was good. And it was good. Now, everything's
Carney would slam me right now if I couldn't remember this.
everything's expensive, but that's just San Francisco.
Fisherman Wharf brings in 12 million tourists a year who visit for the seafood restaurants, the sea lions, and the souvenir shops. Some visitors described the location as dirty, rundown, and overcrowded, and others commented it's only worth it to see the seals. Now, I've been to Fisherman's Wharf, and it was fine.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate. It's fine.
Kind
It's
of
one of
junk
those things
shops,
that you
knick-knacky.
see once. You don't need to go back every year,
But
right?
There's a bunch of different wharfs out there.
Earl and I went, Earl Austin Jr., the great Earl Austin. You're walking around, you got a couple days before the game. And the sea lions, the location, but we're there in the winter, so it wasn't crowded. I might have felt differently had it been packed in long lines. We're there in November, December, and it was great.
So you were there in the winter, and it was probably nice and warm. Because I've been
very pleasant
on Labor Day, and it was freezing.
Isn't
right.
that interesting? A couple people are weighing in, by the way.
Sunday night baseball was Mets Giants, and they were wearing sleeves last night.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
The coldest winter I ever spent was the summer I spent in San Francisco.
Wall drugs used to be a big deal. It was a lot better than what it is now. It's a tourist trap. Now it was not when I visited the first time. Somebody else said
maybe my childhood memory is more accurate than I give it credit for.
The Corn Palace is better than Wall Drug in South Dakota.
Yes.
What is the Corn Palace?
The Corn Palace is a little arena that is covered in this is corn art.
Okay.
Corn art. And it's a little convention center. I think they play basketball in there. It's quirky and interesting.
Okay.
But after 20, 30 minutes,
you've
done. Seen it,
you
can go.
Get going.
Heidi.
Yes.
On this list, Pyramids of Giza, by the way, I have heard is a total tourist trap at this point. You got to go see it, though. I'm a tourist at heart.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to enjoy.
You want to check things off the list.
Yeah, all these places. But number 6 on the list, Niagara Falls. And you didn't go on the Maid of the Mist?
We did not, but it was fantastic just to hear those waterfalls and see them.
I bet what they're referring to is the tacky souvenir shops all around it.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's forcing you in there. But if you can just go and stand on one of the railings and pick out your vantage point, it's awe-inspiring.
Yeah. You've just never seen anything so incredible, so massive.
And the sound, you feel it.
The sound is crazy.
An actual waterfall?
Yes,
Not
Josh.
these rinky-dinky ones you guys are trying to convince me. From the text line, Jen Ramsey says, Wall drug stinks.
I bet she used a different word.
You're right. She did. You know her well.
And she said, we have a corncob Christmas ornament from the Corn Palace.
Oh.
Yeah, see, there you go.
That is kind of fun. I like when
Ramsey
somebody
Christmas tree.
collects and has like a vacation Christmas tree.
We do.
My mom does that too, and I love it to kind of look at.
We've become Disney people. You guys know this.
Yes, we know.
And we get one ornament a year.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 1 or 2 Disney ornaments.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I should get you one next time. We go.
Please do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Okay, that's a great question,
I will
though.
not get Heidi one.
Would you put it on? See, I don't want one because I feel like that's your
It's
experience.
It's
And
cheating.
it's cheating if somebody brings it to you.
You know what? That's a good point. I decline my request.
So,
call.
Thank you.
My sister and her wife are huge Disney people. They're the ones that got us in it. And I said, do you want a Disneyland ornament? I said, but hang on. I can't get you one because you've never been. And
there you go.
My sister-in-law said, well, we went 5 years ago. So I guess it counts. And so we got stuck. Yeah. We got stuck. I had to give her one.
If they still appreciated it, that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? I got to tell you, I'm sure you can read the story of Walt Disney in many books at the St. Louis County Library. But here's what's really exciting. The St. Louis County Library Foundation is hosting Popped from the Page, and it's coming up August 9th at 6:30 at the Clark Family Branch. Now, this is a really fun outdoor movie night, and it's for adults featuring a screening of A Knight's Tale. There's going to be food trucks, a signature cocktail, even ice cream. There will also be indoor activities with chances to win prizes. General admission and VIP ticket options are available, and you can learn more and purchase tickets at foundation.slcl.org. Again, it's called Popped from the Page, and it's August 9th. So if you're looking for a fun evening, it starts at 6:30 at the Clark Family Brunch. It's an outdoor movie night for adults, A Knight's Tale, and there's food trucks and a signature cocktail, and it's going to be so much fun. Again, you can learn more about that at foundation.slcl.org.
It's Julie Buck here to tell you that the patio is open at Bishop's Post right next to Chesterfield Mall. Get your reservations in now and go to Bishop's Post. You will love it. Tell them Julie Buck sent you, bishopspost.com.
Hi, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. Summer temps sure put our air conditioners to the test. A few years ago, before I knew about Premier Heating and Cooling, our air conditioner was on its last legs. We decided to push the envelope and try to limp through another St. Louis summer before replacing it. We went away on vacation and came back to discover our air conditioning unit had gone on the fritz while we were gone, and we ended up with all kinds of trouble, including warped wood floors. That delay in replacing our worn-out unit was an expensive mistake. If you're limping through and you know it's time for a replacement unit, our friends at Premier Heating and Cooling can take care of you and even work with you on financing. Or if you haven't taken the time to really get your air conditioner checked out and make sure it's operating at peak efficiency, which will really help on your bills and help with the life of your air conditioning unit, Premier Heating and Cooling is the place to go. Excellent rating with the Better Business Bureau. So many of their new customers are referred by happy customers like me. PremierHeatingCooling.net. 636-916-1122.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Our troops overseas will always miss their loved ones throughout the year. Let them know you miss them. Support our troops by sending a care package. This message is courtesy of NJL Custom Homes, where sound understanding of property values is combined with shrewd assessment of individual buyer needs. For all of your custom home building needs, call 314-575-7481. That's 314-575-7481. Visit them online at njlcustomhomes.com.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is who do you trust with your home, your most valued asset. Few can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor and Pella window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation, 314-569-1050. And have a Banner Day.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Getting your weekday started the St. Louis way. It's the McGraw Show.
Hey, it's Carl the Intern. Tuesday on the McGraw Show, Steve Savard is still hosting this week. He's going to talk to Mike Dubusky about Tech Tuesday and former Rams coach Mike Martz at 9:10.
McGraw, Millhaven, Rose Dalton, and Carl the Intern. Weekday mornings 6 to 10.
Right here on your hometown station, the Big 550. KTRS.
Is it time to make a change with your bank? Hi, it's Julie Buck for Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution with 2 locations, and they've been around since 2005 with a mission to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services. Here's their website. It's triadbanking.com.
Hi, it's Frank Cusimano inviting you to join me for the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. We're going to interview some of the biggest names in sports and have our opening monologue. That's the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
So I know we were did we do the story about the guy that got arrested at Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes.
We did on the air or off the air?
I did it.
I saw more of it over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And they were walking this guy out.
Yeah. He was in costume when they arrested him.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Like, he's got the mouse head on and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the cops are walking him out the door. Now, the story goes that he was charged with felony counts related to credit card theft.
Mm-hmm.
He's 41 years old. He claims that he was innocent, but then when they searched his pockets, they found this woman's credit card on him.
Yeah.
Oops.
With a recent receipt from a recent purchase. But when the cops came, all the pictures show him in full with the head on.
Is that his mugshot?
Don't they have... Now
Just
that
the mouth.
Should have been.
That would be something.
Oh, gosh. That's great.
Don't they have to take the head off to make sure that it's the guy? You know, when they walked in and they say, hey, hi, we're the police. Where's Jermel Jones, 41? They say, oh, he's over there being Chuck E. Cheese right now. Shouldn't they have taken the hat off to make sure it was him?
Maybe they didn't want to scare the kids.
Mm-hmm. I would say that's probably the truest point. Yeah,
because he was in handcuffs. That's pretty traumatizing.
Yeah, he stole the cheese.
Maybe they were using it as a lesson to the kids. Like even Chuck E. Cheese can get in trouble
for credit card theft.
Yes,
they removed his oversized mouse head before placing him in the squad car, probably out of necessity.
I was going to say it wouldn't fit.
Watch your head. But as I'm watching the videos over the weekend, seeing the pictures, looking at face, I'm like, why would they leave the head on as they're escorting him out of the building?
I think it makes for a better story.
I do
and
too.
They knew it.
Yes,
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Did you guys get the picture? Great.
It's on the Facebook page.
Yeah. Now take the hat off, Jermel.
And can you believe that Chucky said, "Don't you know who I am?"
Yeah.
4:30. Let's check in with Sobe. How's traffic?
Oh my. Traffic is busy. Right lane blocked on due to a crash on 270 East at Hanley Road. Another crash has the entry ramp closed on northbound Hanley trying to get onto 70 East. A crash has one lane blocked on 64 East just before the Bellevue Avenue exit. And a crash has southbound Lindbergh closed from Trotter Way to Brown Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Club Fitness. Club Fitness is the premier health club in St. Louis with 24-hour access at all of their 19 locations and endless amenities. You will see what everyone has been talking about. Sign up today at any location or online at clubfitness.us. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, speaking of pizza, Chuck E. Cheese, I've been once, or maybe it was a Showbiz. Remember Showbiz Pizza?
Oh, yeah.
It was really bad pizza.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever claimed it to be good pizza.
But, I don't even know if Showbiz is around anymore. But you go there for the ball pit and the games. Yeah,
you go for the ball pit after you find out how many germs are in the ball pit?
Ball pit's a healthy place for the kids.
The rocket fire explosion, the animatronics going back and forth, singing.
Kind of creeped me out.
But the least you could do is make the pizza good, right?
One would think.
Or at the very, very least, just buy a bunch of Dogtown pizzas, right? And sling those out there.
That would be better.
We went on this lake trip over the weekend, and the big hit was my buddy Dustin's rib tips.
Oh,
okay.
They were so good, but the biggest hit with the kids was the Dogtown pizzas.
They went with the cheese pizza.
Brought to you by yours truly. I brought 3 of them up there. All 3 of them got eaten, and I do think I saw a couple adults sneaking some slices.
What about some pulled rib on a
pizza?
Dogtown pizza.
Well,
you got to call
I'll call Rick.
Not a bad idea.
Call Rick. Pulled rib pizza. They do specialty pizzas all the time. So if you've got a suggestion, just call Rick or call me and I'll call Rick. But Dogtown Pizza, 12 or 13 different flavors right now, and they're not slowing down. So go to your local grocery store. I told you last week I got them on sale at the Schnucks by my house. So maybe they're on sale at the Deerbergs by yours. Dogtown Pizza, every local grocery store in town, 12 or 13 different flavors depending on the time of the year. Huge hit with the kids and the adults alike.
And now, KTRS weather from the John Beal Roofing Weather Desk.
The heat is on, but the clock is ticking. If we can get through Wednesday, there is much cooler and less humid air waiting for us later this week. Not this afternoon or this evening, though. The heat index popping to near 110 today, with just a slight chance of a spot storm. I don't think we'll drop into the 80s until almost bedtime tonight, and then 80 for the overnight low. Up to 99 tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. The top heat index Tuesday at about 111. Then you've got one more hot day Wednesday before we see highs in the lower 80s for for Thursday and Friday. That's going to feel great. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550 KTRS.
John Bill Roofing is the home of the lowest price roofing guarantee. Get a free estimate today at johnbealroofing.com.
Friday, August 22nd, Shrine of Our Lady of the Snows presents the When Mental Illness Hits Home conference. Learn about support specialists and hear stories of hope from those with life experience of mental illness and substance abuse recovery. When Mental Illness Hits Home, Friday, August 22nd from 9 to 3 in the Shrine Visitor Center. Visit snows.org and look under the events tab. That's snows.org.
How would you like your vehicle serviced at your own home or office? Our new Mobile Service Plus, available exclusively from St. Paul Cadillac, can do just that. Hi, this is Joe Clemens. Simply give us a call or go to our website and get a unit dispatched right to your doorstep. This is a game changer for customer service, and we are so happy to offer it to you. Everything from oil changes, belts, new tires, tire rotation, recalls, key fobs, brake pads and rotors, EV charge, battery replacement, air conditioning service, and so much more. St. Paul's Mobile Service Plus will come to you. Call our mobile dispatch at 636-931-0055. That's 636-931-0055. Or go to our website at stpaulcadillac.com and set up an appointment. It's that simple. Get door-to-door service with St. Paul's new Mobile Service Plus. Nothing could be easier. Set up your appointment today. That's Mobile Service Plus exclusively from St. Paul Cadillac at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit.
Something new is hidden inside City Museum, a twisting maze of metal and myth. Walls made of syrup tanks and Twinkie pans, glass from an old library, secrets behind every turn, and deep inside, a 2-story slide unlike anything before. The all-new 4th floor expansion, Labyrinth, is now open. You have to lose yourself to find your path. Play all summer with a summer play pass, only $34.99 at citymuseum.org.
One of the great things about living in St. Louis are the great hospitals, and none better than Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. It is a special place, and if you don't believe me, talk to any parent who's had a child who was treated at Cardinal Glennon, and you will see the pride in their face. So, for all of the doctors and nurses and staff at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, we thank you for all the work you do day in and day out. To find out more about SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, glennon.org. That's glennon.org.
Now open, the owners of the Irish Gypsy Bar and Grill's newest endeavor, What's in the Box Lunches, located at 40 Worthington Access Drive in Maryland Heights. It's just a minute away from Westport Plaza. Grab breakfast, lunch, or pre-order catered box lunches for your next corporate event. Featuring breakfast and lunch items all day. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for dine-in or carry-out. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Lowe's knows hot deals help you get the most out of summer. Get up to 30% off select major appliances and get it delivered as soon as next day. Plus, get up to 30% off select patio furniture, grills, outdoor power equipment, and more. These end-of-season savings won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select locations. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's get some sports in here with KTRS Sports Director Brendan Weesey. Cardinals unable to take the series from the Padres. Anything you liked about this series?
Not particularly.
No.
It's tough. They really fell off after winning the first. I don't know. They're tough. They continue to be a tough watch. I didn't see a lot of Sunday being up at Mizzou, but
it continued.
Yeah,
I was there.
You saw it. You saw it in person.
Well, here's
in the
thing.
heat.
Here's the thing. Unless the offense gets double-digit hits in a game, or remarkably hits a couple of home runs, which is a rarity, the offense it really struggles, and that's hard to watch. Pitching has been abysmal, except for the back of the bullpen. The one thing, and I'll admit, you kind of have to be a baseball nerd like us to appreciate, is great defense. You can't ask somebody to spend a couple $100 to come watch guys catch a ball.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I appreciate it, but I realize I'm not normal.
And they're a good defensive team, and we've seen when their pitching is decent like it was at the start of the year, your defense is very good and they can make plays. And
pitching, speed, and defense, but
exactly, the pitching hasn't been up to snuff. And at that point, then it sort of negates your defense. You can't have frozen ropes going left and right down the baseline every other pitch. I mean, at times again, it looks like these guys are throwing batting practice. So it's been difficult. Trade deadline just a few days away as it's decision time for this ball club in that regard.
Before we get to Fetty. I did see a couple reports that there may be some interest again in Arenado. I have poo-pooed that because he turned it down earlier. Does he still want to stay? And I heard some people saying, "Well, why wouldn't you want to go?" Well, maybe you're happy.
Yeah, maybe you have a house and your family is
and they
here,
like
and
it here,
yeah,
and the fans are great. I could see a guy saying that.
I could, but I don't know. How are any of those things true? The team isn't very good. There aren't a lot of people showing up to the ballpark.
But our fans are great.
The fans are very good.
If you see Nolan, do you think anybody's booing him in the frozen food section at Schnucks? No.
Yeah,
no,
they're
people
still
are so nice.
stopping him and saying, "We love you."
We've set the bar so low for what it takes to be a happy ball player in this town. I think if the right deal materializes, the Cardinals have to find a way to get it done. I just don't see Nolan helping this team by the time it's good again, and I'm fairly skeptical that we're all that close to that happening. Obviously, they're still right around 500 right now, but if they can find a way to get him off the roster and the contract. At least partially off the books. You're not gonna get all of it off the books, but maybe you can find a team to take him, maybe pay half the rest of the money that's still on it, and then again you open up opportunities for some other guys on this team.
That's the key, I think. Can you not block some potential young help that is still coming up through the system? And I think that's one of the things.
That's an interesting point on that. Yeah.
And it's big for someone like J.J. Weatherholt, maybe late this year, but probably next year, because it would cause a significant logjam. And if Arenado's gone, it frees up potentially Gorman, Donovan, and Weatherholt to all be on the infield at the same time with Mason Wynn, who's not leaving shortstop. Right. So Arenado's a real key to that. And if they can figure out a way to move him, even if it's somewhere inside the division, I would find a way. Cubs and Brewers, I think both could use a third baseman.
Interesting. So as expected, Fetty has been traded. That's a done deal.
Done deal. You get cash considerations or a player to be named later. Coming back to the Cardinals. So I guess it's better than nothing, which is what it would look like when you designate a player for assignment. So the Braves, who have had miserable injury luck with their pitchers, they bring in a guy in Fetty that, I don't know, maybe you get him right. It's I just think back to the guy that did throw a complete game shutout back in May, did Fetty.
But the Braves, people, if you haven't been following, they're not contending.
They're not.
They're not good. They just need a body that can get them through the end of the season. They have no hopes that he's going to turn into this great guy and they're going to contend. Or he won't be back with them next year. They just are trying to get through the season.
But the Braves are in a really interesting spot because they're still a team that you would assume is good and contending next year. And if they get lucky, I think they could find their way back into contention this year. It's
no way,
different.
they're like 15 games under 500.
With that lineup, I would not completely. Are they 15 below?
They're way below.
They're not good.
The Braves are 44-60.
They're worse than 15 below. They're
Wow.
16 below. They're bad.
No,
They're
and
bad.
Their offense isn't bad. We've seen it.
Yeah.
But their entire starting rotation is injured.
Wow, that's tough.
From their opening day. I saw
Everybody's
that today.
hurt.
Everybody's on the 50 day or
Yeah,
60 day,
they're not
whatever it
coming
is.
back.
That's crazy. Are we playing too many games? Why do we see? It's just a matter of.
I want more games.
Okay, there you go.
Again, I'm the sick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard.
don't. I think we can get by with 130, right?
I'm not. The baseball schedule's fine. Baseball's got bigger fish to fry,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
they're going to have to do it. They have big problems, and I don't think the schedule's one of those things.
Well, City SC continues to lose. They have some big problems as well.
They have really big problems. They find ways to lose games. They found another way on Saturday with 2 PKs going Minnesota's way to win that game. Now
The
you're
late handball. Come on. When you're CYC biddy ball, when you're 4, you can't use your hands, Johnny. Come on, man.
They find ways. They find new and crazy ways to lose and lose at home. It's one thing to be bad. You can still be bad and be dangerous at home. They're not. They're really not. And that's a brutal loss. They're off from an MLS game this week, but they do play Wednesday, and they're going to get they get to play a Premier League team down at Energizer Park.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
It will be. Aston Villa coming to town to play a St. Louis City SC.
All right. Well, let's switch to the other kind of football, American football. Mizzou's fall football camp underway, and you were there yesterday most of the day.
Yeah, it was. It's very enjoyable to get in front of this Mizzou football team and start to see what they're going to be about. And it's talking season's over. Now we're into camp. Guys are starting to get ready, and I think it's a Tiger team that's got a lot of really good pieces. But at the end of the day, how good is your quarterback going to be?
And who is the quarterback going to be?
Who is the quarterback going to be? Is it going to be Bo Pribula? Is it going to be Sam Horn? There is.
What was your takeaway after one day, which is not fair, but
right.
What did you see and hear?
I think the takeaway for me here is that this team is loaded with talent everywhere, and even at quarterback, they've got talent, but it's unproven talent, and that's the thing. So if you get satisfactory play from your quarterback, whoever it turns out to be, I think this is a team that can go out there, contend, and be a factor when we get into playoff time late in the season. I know that doesn't match up with where people are predicting Mizzou to finish, which is around 12th in the SEC. But I think...
Wait, what? Past 2 seasons, we finished with double-digit wins.
The preseason poll has Mizzou finishing 12th. I don't think it's... I don't read too much into it.
It's a preseason poll.
Right, but the thing is, the league, unlike college sports in years gone by, where you ebb and flow, guys have really good seasons, you load up, and this is our big year. Teams don't rebuild anymore. Everybody reloads with the transfer portal. There are no pushovers in the SEC. So at the top, you've got the usual suspects, Texas, Alabama, and Georgia. After that, I think there's going to be a logjam, and Mizzou's going to be part of that. You had to catch some breaks. They've got a very manageable schedule. And Drink has said it. It's his most talented team. The question is, do you get the performance out of one of your quarterbacks? And if you do, just think back to last year. They won 10 games. Brady Cook didn't have a great year. Luther Burden didn't have a great year. but they still won 10 games. The biggest question for me is, no matter who wins the quarterback job, what kind of intangibles and leadership quality do they bring? That's what Brady Cook had in spades. Incredible leader, incredible guy in that locker room. Can they find someone that has that type of personality? Because I think the numbers can pretty easily match what Brady did. But the leadership is something you can't really quantify. So that's what I'm not sure about.
What
this
about
time.
the O-line? Is the quarterback, whoever it is, going to be protected?
Well, you've got 4 guys that are basically already set on that offensive line. And you've got Caden Green, who is a preseason All-American, which is a really big deal with that group. You got Connor Tollison back, Heidi at center, so he's got a ton of experience. And with those 2 guys, both considered prospects for the next level in the NFL.
So that looks good.
That's a big deal. You bring in Ahmad Hardy, who transfers in from Louisiana Monroe, and you think, well, he doesn't play that type of competition down in the Sun Belt. But he was a freshman last year. You got 3 years of eligibility left with this young man, and had 1,300 yards as a true freshman at running back. Can't wait to see what he looks like in the SEC. It won't be easy, but got a chance to talk to him yesterday. You'll hear that tonight, along with a number of other interviews. But Hardy looks like the real deal.
All right. So what else can we expect this evening?
So we've got Bo Perbula, Ahmad Hardy. You've got Kirby Moore. You've got a number of players from that defense. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. You'll hear Eli Drinkwitz's opening thoughts. It's our Mizzou camp season kickoff tonight from 7 until 9 here on the Big 550.
All right. We'll be listening. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Heidi.
10 minutes before 5 o'clock, let's go back to the KTRS Traffic Center in Sobey Bay.
Hey, Heidi. Right lane blocked and the right-hand shoulder blocked due to a crash on 270 East at the Hanley Road exit. Another crash has the entry ramp closed on northbound Hanley Road trying to get onto 70 East. One lane blocked due to a crash on 64 East just before the Bellevue Avenue exit in Richmond Heights. And traffic slows down on southbound 270 from Olive to 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Aldon Indoor Air Quality Specialists. Repairs are cheaper than replacements. That's a myth. Stop pouring money into that old AC. We'll buy back your old AC system and give you $500 plus 0% financing for 24 months. Your family stays cool and your wallet does too. Visit al-don.com to learn more about Daikin Fit Systems. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobey Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
Repairing chimneys, walkways, porches, foundations, entire homes, anything to do with brick or stone, you need a tuck pointer you can trust, and that, of course, is Morelli. Morelli is a family-run business started in 1991, and they're only as good as their last customer. That's why when you check out the reviews online at MorelliTuckPointing.com, you'll notice that they're actual customers who are singing the praises of Morelli. So if you need a tuck pointer, you need Morelli. 314-645-1387 or MorelliTuckPointing.com.
This is the sound of captivity. This is the sound of rescue. And this is the sound of freedom. Give Armenia's captive bears a second chance by supporting International Animal Rescue. Call 508-826-1083 or search The Great Bear Rescue to learn more.
All right, so you're looking for a new front door, maybe to change the style up a little bit. Maybe you've got some windows that are leaking and aren't very energy efficient, and you'd like to get some new ones. And so you start looking for a window company. Let me tell you about my friend and my neighbor, Larry Thornton from the Window Store. He's been selling windows and doors in St. Louis for 37 years. He has access to all the quality windows and all the quality doors. And unlike so many other window companies, it's not a marketing game. Buy one, get the next 7 free. At the Window Store, you buy one window, you get one window. But when you compare apples to apples, right, you'll notice that the Window Store has much better pricing. There is no hard sell. They're not going to stand in the middle of your living room demanding you sign on the dotted line. For 37 years, they've beat everybody on quality, on price, on customer service. If you need windows or doors, that's why you need to call my neighbor, Larry, or his son, Joe, 314-739-0002 or wswindow.net.
Cardinal Hall of Famer Jason Isringhausen and Eddie Scholler from the world-famous Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Hey, buddy, have you came over and looked at the new Eddie at Fast Eddie's? I finally got a new item. You know, it's been decades.
Decade? More like 40 years to figure out how to put a piece of shrimp on there with your steak.
I've known you for 40 years. You could have said something. Well, who'd have thought the Elwood could even get better? But we did it. We went and we made the Eddie. It's a foot-long serving turn.
Not that I needed another reason to bring the whole gang down there. I'm still going to order those big Elwoods, the succulent peel-and-eat shrimp, the hot chick on a stick, and that famous Fast Eddie burger. And I'm always going to get one of those ice-cold frosty ones and listen to that live music on that patio every afternoon and evening.
Well, I just love adding another great item for everybody to come over and enjoy. When you come on over the beautiful Clark Bridge to look at the picturesque Mississippi River.
Picturesque. That's very eloquent.
Thank you very much.
Well, like Mr. Shannon says, if you're 21 and in the mood, come on over to picturesque Alton, Illinois, and see the very eloquent Eddie at Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
You know, over the years, Lordo's has become part of the family for many, many St. Louis families. For 80 years, they've been helping St. Louis families with all of the jewelry needs, whether it's the diamond ring, a diamond ring, maybe something for St. Patrick's Day, something for an anniversary, Valentine's Day. Throughout the years and throughout the calendar, it's Lordo's as your go-to. Whether it's men or women, you want to repurpose something or buy something new, Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. You see, it's a family business. The family's been running it for years, and they learned it from their father, who learned it from their father. And so that family jeweler, it's where generations of St. Louisans go. Grandparents have gone there. Your grandkids will go there. Right there in Ladue on Clayton Road, across the street from a Norman Rockwell-esque firehouse, is Lordo's Diamonds. Go in, make a friend, and make them your family jeweler, because you can thank me later. 314-432-8008 or online, lordosdiamonds.com.
Carney, Buck.
Tuesday on the Carney Show, Restaurant Tuesday goes to Casa Don Alfonso.
And we'll bring George Mahey, the dining editor of St. Louis Magazine, along for the ride.
He loves food too, but he's talking sports with us. It's Frank Cusimano.
Also, we'll talk tech with Dan Morin. We'll meet you here right at noon.
John Carney, Julie Buck. Weekdays at noon on KTRS. The talk of St. Louis. You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
There's just something kind of fun about an inside joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now if you're not on the inside, it's a little disheartening, maybe frustrating, but psychologists say they actually promote our brain's belonging response. So an inside joke can actually be good. Here are a couple of reasons inside jokes are actually good for you. They make relationships feel exclusive in a good way. It's fun to be in on it. They say inside jokes are mini clubs of shared history. Even if the punchline makes no sense to anybody else, you're sharing that laugh with somebody. They help us cope, especially in high-stress jobs. Inside jokes are a form of resilience, and humor becomes a way to kind of survive the other chaos going on. They create psychological safety. We don't crack jokes with people we don't trust. Inside jokes thrive in places where you can be yourself, which is interesting. And then they strengthen group identity. Shared laughter bonds people. So inside jokes are like glue for a team or family or a friend group. They're little reminders of what you've been through together. I just thought it was really interesting.
My best friend and I, we only talk in inside jokes.
Which is kind of fun.
Like if I recorded our conversations, you guys would be like,
What are you talking about?
What is this gibberish that you're speaking of? But Bob, earlier, when he was talking about that kid with the bat flip and the judges, he said capricious and arbitrary. And he looked at me and I looked at him.
And we knew we both had our little internal joke.
It's a Seinfeld thing.
I knew exactly what it was without knowing what it was. It is kind of that side-eye kind of glimmer, and I usually know it has been something said on Seinfeld.
Seinfeld related.
Exactly right.
Yes, so crazy.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought this was ridiculous, but kind of true for so many people. On average, Americans are spending more than 10 hours a day online, which is crazy. Now, of course, that's split up to streaming, which watching TV. But if you consider you log on to do a little social media scrolling, you
Does that count
stream,
scrolling on your phone
scrolling
counts?
on your phone, and
Yeah.
then if you're at work
It
doing
also
any
counts
kind of
work.
research,
Yeah.
But that's a lot. Half of your day online. I mean, you're sleeping for hopefully 8 hours, so
Well, 8
you
hours.
don't have much left.
8 hours I'm at work. So, only 2 hours outside
But you're not
of work.
online that much at work.
That is an inside joke.
I eat lunch at my desk every day, you guys.
Okay. Except that's scrolling some piece of music from 1970.
It's all research. We're in an entertainment field.
Yes.
Of course, I'm going to look up entertaining things.
Some people would disagree. It is quitting time for folks, and I hope your rest of your evening is fantastic. But I also hope you hang out with us here for another hour because we've got more to get to. We'll talk to the founder and CEO of a charter school that actually gave each student $50 a week to see what they would do. We'll give you the results of that coming up here at 5:10.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
News. I'm Brian Clark. President Trump's trip to Scotland saw him agree to the framework of a trade deal with the European Union that includes a 15% tariff on imports to the U.S. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has more on the impact.
Although the tariffs are much lower than the 50% Trump had threatened, experts say prices will still rise on popular European products that previously had low or no tariffs, including French perfume, German cars, and the EU's largest export to the U.S., pharmaceuticals.
An appliance maker Whirlpool makes about 80% of its products in the U.S., but today the company cut its financial outlook for the year, citing foreign countries preloading their products into the U.S. amid tariff uncertainty as the reason that second quarter profits fell by more than 4%. The president disputed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's claim that there's no starvation in Gaza, but Dr. Craig Spencer, an emergency medicine doctor and professor at Brown University, says food, getting more food in, is not the only issue.
It's not just food. You need clean water and clean sanitation, things that we know are also in short supply right now for many of the people living in the Gaza Strip.
2 children were killed when their sailboat collided with a barge in Miami. There were 6 people, including 5 kids on the boat. It was taking part in a children's sailing camp. Emmanuel Clase of the Cleveland Guardians is the team's second pitcher to be placed on leave amid a Major League Baseball investigation into gambling. General Manager Chris Antonetti said,
"We've been informed by Major League Baseball. They were very clear to let us know that they don't expect any other players or staff members to be impacted."
Our partners at ESPN report that the first pitcher, Luis Ortiz, was put on leave during a probe into suspicious gambling activity around 2 of his pitches. Heat indexes could reach 120 degrees as the eastern half of the United States deals with life-threatening heat. You're listening to ABC News.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Attorneys for Ghislaine Maxwell asked the Supreme Court to overturn the sex trafficking conviction for the longtime companion of Jeffrey Epstein. They cite a non-prosecution agreement between the federal government and Epstein and say that it should apply to Maxwell, who is serving 20 years in prison. The man suspected of stabbing more than 10 people Saturday at a Michigan Walmart pleaded not guilty to all charges, including terrorism, today. Football legend Deion Sanders, now the head coach of the University of Colorado, revealed he's been battling bladder cancer.
Deion Sanders says he wants his cancer to be a catalyst for Americans to get checked out, to go to their annual exams as he did when it was found. Sanders lost 25 pounds while battling cancer and says he has a road to full recovery, but that his doctors have determined he is, quote, cured. When it comes to cancer, he says,
it's real. Everybody in this room, I guarantee you, have been affected by that C word somewhere in your life. Some parent, some friend, some loved one.
He is thanking God for being alive. Sanders says he's strong and ready for the football season. Alex Stone, EBC News.
A 55-year-old Texas man was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison today. Michael Lewis pleaded guilty to stalking and harassing WNBA star Caitlin Clark. He's been ordered to stay away from Clark's team, the Indiana Fever, and to have no contact with Clark. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
94 degrees at 5:04 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. Heat warnings remain in effect through Wednesday evening with a high tomorrow near 100. We'll have today's forecast coming up. Governor Mike Kehoe will be in the St. Louis area later this week, speaking at a kickoff event Wednesday morning for the North County Police Cooperative Police Foundation in Delwood. That afternoon, the governor will also attend the grand opening of the new coastal cold storage facility in Forestel. Thousands of Boeing workers in the St. Louis area could be heading for the picket line.
Members of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers voted to reject Boeing's contract offer yesterday, this happening just hours before the current deal expired at midnight. Boeing said it was disappointing that employees turned down what the company called its richest contract offer and is now preparing for a work stoppage. Now, the union said there would be a 7-day cooling off period after the contract expired before a strike would begin. Jill Enters, KTRS News.
Dozens of homes in Ellsbury sustained severe water damage and residents evacuated in flash flooding yesterday. Lincoln County has issued a state of emergency. Missouri has seen fewer initial unemployment claims. According to the Missouri Department of Labor, there were 2,800 initial claims for the week ending July 19th. That marks a decrease of 2,000 claims from the previous week. Southern Illinois University Edwardsville has once again earned gold tier recognition as a military-friendly school. This places the university among the top 10% of institutions nationwide for its commitment to serving military-affiliated students, including active duty service members, veterans, and military-connected families. An annual golf tournament to benefit an organization that works to provide counseling and other services for victims of domestic abuse is now accepting sponsorships and early registration for the event. The Guy Phillips Gold Tournament will be held September 8th at the Legends Country Club in Eureka. On The McGraw Show, radio personality Guy Phillips said it will be a day of great golfing for a great cause benefiting the Alive organization, Alternatives to Living in Violent Environments.
We have a great auction. We have a great breakfast. We have hot hors d'oeuvres afterwards. And it's an opportunity for you to really, really make a difference.
You can find more information at alivestl.org. And on Wednesday, St. Louis Cardinals mascot Fred Bird will be visiting patients at Shriners Children's Hospital. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. In the markets at close, the Dow down 64 points at 44,837, NASDAQ up 70 at 21,178, and the S&P 500 up 1 at 6,389. Now let's check in with Sobe for KTRS Sports and Traffic.
All right, Steve. Mizzou quarterback Sam Horn has signed a baseball contract with the LA Dodgers. But before Horn joins the Dodgers ball club, he will play football for the Tigers this season. The Georgia native is competing with Bo Prabula for the starting quarterback role this fall. Coach Eli Drinkwitz told reporters on Sunday that freshman Matt Zollers is also a possibility to win the starter's job. And after splitting 4 games with the Padres, the Cardinals continue their homestand tonight against the Marlins at Busch. Andre Palante gets the ball for the Birds in Game 1. First pitch at 6:45. I'm Sobe Bay from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk. Now on to traffic. There's an accident on 70 West at Jennings Station Road. Traffic there backed up to Riverview Boulevard. 2 right lanes are blocked on 270 at the Graham Road Hanley Road exit because of a crash. In East St. Louis, 1 lane blocked due to emergency repairs on Bond Avenue North between Illinois 163 and Musette Lane. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
An extreme heat warning remains in effect until 7 o'clock on Wednesday. We do have a 20% chance for a scattered shower this evening. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 79, then sunny tomorrow with a high near 99 and a heat index values tomorrow as high as 111. At 5:09, partly cloudy, 94 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
A charter school in New Orleans did an interesting experiment, giving students $50 a week for 40 weeks, no strings attached. Jonathan Johnson is the founder and CEO of that school, Rooted School Foundation. He joins us with how this experiment went. This is so fun. Thanks for joining us.
Heidi, thank you so much for having me.
So how did this idea come about?
Heidi, in 2020, our attendance dropped from 85% to 60%. And when we asked families why, the answer was simple: money.
Mm-hmm.
Students were staying at home to work or care for their siblings. Families were taking up extra jobs to help make ends meet. And so we tested what we thought was the simplest solution: give them money. And $50 a week ended up changing everything for them.
So, Jonathan, what did you think would happen?
Well, one, I didn't think my board would allow it.
I bet not.
As you might imagine, the idea of giving teens money unrestricted is not a very favorable one. But we included a control. We included a condition that they had to remain enrolled in their school. And so when we made that the condition, we were able to get the green lights we needed.
So what did happen?
So remarkably, $50 a week for 40 weeks of the school year made a difference. We saw that students attended 2.5 more days per year than the students who did not receive it. So that's about 20 hours of additional instruction. We saw students save about 15% of the $2,000 they received.
Wow.
Which is about double what the average adult saves. We saw about 45% of the funds go to basic needs like food and transportation, so that students didn't have to worry about their next meal and could focus on school. We saw a lot of other things, but I think those are some of the highlights that come to mind.
Give us two sort of anecdotal answers. One, a kid that just blew you away with what they accomplished with it. And then, because there's going to be kids on the other end, kids who just blew it like I would have been buying baseball cards and bubble gum.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll start with the kids that kind of blow it. And so in the first 2 months of the study, we've done this for several years now, we usually see students spend, what some adults might say, lavishly on taking their friends out to the movies, hot Cheetos, candy at the corner store, those kinds of things.
Yeah, that was me.
And
That's
then,
my group.
Yeah. That probably would have been me too. And then, then after that 2-month time frame, we see a shift in their thinking and their behavior. They start realizing, I'm actually going to keep getting this, and this actually can be a tool to move my life forward. And we've seen some youth do extraordinary things over the years, including apply to more colleges, use the funding for ACT prep courses, help pay their family bills during lapses in employment, and we've seen it. Students start invest in cryptocurrency, start businesses. We've seen students do a lot of creative things.
Nice.
So how much of this program did you say, well, this is the solution that we're looking for to our attendants, to providing basic needs, and how much of it was social experiment? Gosh, I wonder what these kids are going to spend it on.
So it started off with a curiosity. I was a part of a working group of local leaders in New Orleans, philanthropists, policymakers, practitioners, who were just curious about what are other things we could try locally to improve upward mobility for our community. And we started exploring the research base around guaranteed income around the world and in the U.S. And in all of the research and surveying, we could not find a single gold standard evaluation showing the near and long-term impact of delivering cash assistance to youth. So literally just giving young people money. Usually the research demonstrates the impact of giving money to adults, but nothing for kids. Yeah. And so when the pandemic came around, our families were, constantly berated with not meeting their bills or just facing a lot of financial unknowns. We sort of pulled this off the shelf and said, hey, is there an opportunity? Is there potential investment to just try what this could look like with the school being the vehicle for distributing this? And it was a first of its kind effort, and we really didn't know what would happen. But again, we're excited to see the impacts that we saw in the end.
I'm really curious about sociology. As you do this more and more, what are some of the things you're seeing demographically, with kids who did well with money and those who didn't, even those who maybe came along later? Was it good grades versus bad grades? Was it nerds versus goths? Was it athletes versus, band kids? Do you see any kind of trends in sociologically?
Well, those questions may need to fund the next study.
Okay, very good.
It's still very early, and I want listeners to know it's still very early in the research. The first time this has ever been done, and we didn't disaggregate the data in that way exactly.
Okay.
But I don't see a reason why we couldn't explore those kinds of questions in future studies.
Jonathan, could you see kind of the way the kids spent the money comparatively to maybe their parents and the way they do business?
So we didn't do that data comparison for the randomized control trial, Heidi, but what we do know, and our evaluation team at the University of Pennsylvania and University of Tennessee Knoxville affirmed this, that their spending patterns largely mirrored adult spending patterns in other studies. Mm-hmm. And so what we're seeing is or what we experienced is a reframe in how we were thinking about young people as sort of being, irresponsible. They're going to spend the money on sex, drugs, rock and roll. To actually, there may be a very significant untapped opportunity in our communities to invest more deeply into young people and generate, positive impacts that against longstanding challenges that our communities have faced.
We're talking to Jonathan Johnson, who's the founder and CEO of Rooted School Foundation. This is a charter school in New Orleans that gave students $50 a week for 40 weeks. Was there any kind of lesson prior to that when it comes to handling money or saving money, or you just said, here you go?
For the purposes of the evaluation we wanted to do, Heidi, we did not include any intentional financial literacy training. However, we're preparing for a pilot right now in the District of Columbia, and in that pilot with one of the high schools there, we will be layering in a sort of soft touch financial literacy intervention with the program through a platform called Per Capita. And so we're excited at the role that financial nudges over an app could perhaps produce with young people receiving this cash.
And when you gave them the money, I know no strings attached, but when you went back to ask them what they spent it on, did you say, no, be honest? Or
the receipts?
Yeah. Did you make them fill out a form? This week I spent my money on XYZ?
No, that wasn't the purpose. I mean, we sincerely, and again, this was 100% philanthropy backed, and so we had the risk capital to explore this. We wanted to understand, what happens when you give young people money. We came in with our own preconceived notions of what that might be, but really there was nothing gold standard that demonstrably showed what could happen. And so when we did that, we invested a modest sum, $50 a week for 40 weeks. We saw them, we gave them free reign. We said you could spend it on everything. You can even withdraw the money as cash. We saw less than 7% of the total funds they received withdrawn as cash from an ATM. And so, I mean, that's a very modest sum of money being withdrawn as cash out of, hundreds of kids. And most of it, again, is going to basic needs, which for us showed that if we can meet young people where they are, if we can address their very, very basic needs of survival, they show up in really surprising ways in the classroom. And so we're really excited for what future iterations of this program and of this study can be and will produce with cities.
And Jonathan, how did it affect your enrollment?
So, I mean, our enrollment, so I should put this caveat. We have done this now with 10 schools across 2 states. And so we don't collect individual attendance data or enrollment data at each of those schools. We solely focus on attendance. But again, Heidi, that may be a question we specifically seek to answer in a future study.
Well, it is a very interesting study. Jonathan Johnson, founder and CEO of Rooted School Foundation. Thank you for sharing this with us this afternoon, and best of luck with the new school year.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I hope you have a great rest of your summer.
Thank you.
A message from the master. If you are looking for that one-of-a-kind gift this year, come on in to Newstetter's Fine Jewelers. Let Richard draw your future present for somebody you love. This special engraving lasts a lifetime. At the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Congratulations to John Beal Roofing. Want to give them a shout out. They've been a sponsor of the show through thick and through thin for coming up on 20 years. And their message has remained the same all these 20 years. Make sure you call someone local. With all the storms that have been in the area over the last couple of months, it's been busy, and a lot of out-of-towners are coming in. They sure are nice, but you know what? They'll take half your money, and you never see them again. Somebody from the insurance industry told me, make sure you call local. I told them I was well-schooled. John Beal Roofing will guarantee you the best price. They'll work with your insurance company and make sure you get the claim you deserve to fix it and fix it right. Roofing, siding, gutters, all storm damage, John Beal Roofing will take care of it. Keep it local and keep it John Beal. Keep it in the family for 20-plus years. John Beal Roofing, 1-800-NEW-ROOF or johnbealroofing.com.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Can you hear it? That's the sound of the beginning of the countdown to Mizzou football.
The free scooped up by Missouri. Zion Young at the 15, to the 10, to the house, to the house, to the house with 30 seconds.
Get geared up, St. Louis, as the Big 550, the home of Mizzou football, brings you all the action and everything Mizzou. Yeah! Don't miss any of the action. We are the Big 550 KTRS. Hear us roar. Starting
starting Thursday, August 28th.
Powered by Royal Banks of Missouri.
Mom, what do you always say?
There's nothing sadder than jewelry that sits in a drawer.
That's why we are proud to offer jewelry repair on site at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. We know that your jewelry is important to you, and we take that part of our job very seriously. Visit us at Doherty Ferry in Big Bend or learn more at wowdiamonds.com.
You're listening to The Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Deion Sanders announced today that he has been battling an aggressive form of bladder cancer. Alex Stone, ABC News correspondent in L.A., joins us with the latest. Hey, Alex.
Hey, yeah, no doubt about it. College football fans have differing views. He's polarizing. Some believe that Deion Sanders has been doing great things to college football and really hyping up the program at Colorado, and others have thought, no, it's all a big show. But today, this has been about coming together behind him, and really both sides of the game saying that they're rooting him on. And he was very open and very emotional as he announced that he's been battling bladder cancer, and it's an aggressive, invasive form of it, and he opted to have his bladder removed. And he says even though his doctors are declaring he is cured, he has a long road to recovery. And he said this today to his doctors and the CU athletic trainer who was sitting next to him.
You have no idea how good God has been for me to be here. You have no idea. Thank you. Thank you both for everything.
And so this was detected during an annual exam that he has for other health problems, and his primary care doctor said something didn't look right in what they were seeing. And he's saying today he wants this to be a message to especially men. We don't like to go to the doctor to get the annual exam, whether you feel like you have problems or not, and if something doesn't seem right, to get it checked out and not to be afraid.
Please get yourself checked out, especially African-American men. We don't like going to the doctors. We don't like nothing to do with a doctor. You know that. So I'm not just talking to the brothers. I'm talking to my Caucasian brothers, my Hispanic brothers, my Asian brothers, my everybody, and my sisters.
And he said,
because it's real. Everybody in this room, I guarantee you, have been affected by that C word somewhere in your life. Some parent, some friend, some loved one.
And his doctor sitting right next to him said that they do now believe he is cured. But Sanders over and over again thanked God for saving his life. He said it is real. There will be porta potties on the sidelines during the upcoming football season because he does have to constantly urinate now. He's got a replacement bladder, and that it's just how it's going to be.
But I'm making a joke out of it, but it's real. Like, it is real, it is real, it is real. So if you see porta potty on the sideline, it's real. Okay? I'm just telling you right now, you're going to see it. You're going to see the practice, you're going to see one.
And he said he knew he had cancer and surgery coming up when Shador, his son, had a rough time at the draft as he fell in the picks. And he's been through a lot. But Sanders says he's ready to come back, keep fighting, ready to coach the CU football team. But he's had a lot going on.
So, Alex, can you expand on his replacement bladder? What does that look like?
Yeah, well, we don't know a ton. The doctors weren't super specific about it, but we're told by our medical team typically it would mean using a part of his intestines to create a bladder, and that it's an option. He was able to choose not doing it and probably dying from the bladder cancer, but not going through that process, or doing this, which was risky and it was going to be invasive. And if it all worked out, as it seems it is, having a longer life. And that he said because of his kids and family and everything he's doing in football right now, that he wanted to try to fight and that he wanted to go this route. And he said it's been tough, that he gets up multiple times an hour at night to go to the bathroom, that he's going to have to deal with it during the season. It hasn't been great. He had a catheter. But he says that he feels like he's doing quite well right now.
And I'm not sure you know the answer to this, but I don't feel like we hear a lot about bladder cancer. How prevalent is it?
It's a good question. I don't know what the numbers are, but his message today was for everybody, whether it be bladder cancer, prostate cancer, any cancer, to get checked out and to read the numbers and look for things that don't look right. And he said, if you feel anything, he's saying, please just go to the doctor and have them look at it and tell you it's nothing. So it was kind of the message to men today specifically, but as you heard, he said to everybody that he's trying to get that message out there, that he is an example of that annual exam saved his life. and that his doctor didn't like how something looked, and they took the next step and figured it out.
Alex, you're kind of a Colorado guy.
I went to the University of Colorado, yeah.
Oh.
So you're obviously a Buffs fan. You like Deion's tenure there so far?
I think it's done good things for the program. I know a lot of people don't like what he's done, but the team was, not anything anybody paid attention to. And they have brought him in, and it has just made so much money for the school, and really brought a lot of attention to the program. And you can be angry about his use of the portal and other things, but it's brought a lot of money to the campus, and that's what they wanted.
And one other thing I would say, I hope no one forgets that he's one of the all-time great two-sports athletes in football and major. He was a heck of a baseball player. And in fact, I think if Atlanta would have beat Toronto in '92, he would have been the series MVP.
Yeah.
He could really play.
Yeah, absolutely. And, he's had blood clot issues and lost some of his toes a couple of years ago. His body is failing him now.
Mm-hmm.
And but at one time, he really was the best of the best. And, there's a lot of, you could argue, arrogance, bravado in him and everything. Some would say, hey, that's warranted. Look what he was able to do. And a lot of it is a show that's put on, which turns an audience off.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, today it really was about coming behind him and saying, hey, look, as a sport, that there's a lot of support for him.
Well, I did come in with his 1994 rap single, Must Be the Money.
That's him singing?
That was him.
Ah.
I don't know if I'd call it singing.
Yes.
That was objectively pretty terrible, though. But
hey, he tried.
Yeah, you know what? He's got an album and we don't, Alex.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, Alex Stone, always great to hear from you. Thank you.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
It is 5:30 on this Monday afternoon. Let's go back to the KTRS Traffic Center in Sobey Bay.
Hey, Heidi. Traffic moving pretty good right now. But tonight, one lane of Lindbergh will be closed at the I-64 interchange from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning for road work. One southbound lane of 270 will be shifted between Olive and 64 from 8 p.m. tonight to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning for construction. And two westbound lanes of 70 will be closed between Route K and Mid Rivers from 8 p.m. tonight to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning for road work. This traffic report is brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. For a limited time, take advantage of Renewal by Anderson's largest new customer discount. 25% off your entire window or door project and great financing options. Call 314-350-6550 or online at rbastl.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobey Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, with all this hot weather, hopefully you're not experiencing any home problems. But if you are, and it happens to be your roof, maybe you've been out in the yard and cutting the grass close to the house and you see a shingle or two, well, Dalco Home Remodeling can help you with your roof. They can also help you with your siding. They can help with energy-saving vinyl replacement windows, front door, French doors, sliding doors. They do doors. And they can also do a complete remodel of a half bath or even your primary bathroom if you're really wanting to make a big change. Dalco Home Remodeling, first and foremost, is about customer service. They handle every single project with care and intention to make sure that you are as happy as you can possibly be with what they're doing. And they really work with you to get it right. I think at a time where customer service is forgotten, that's really, really important. But Dalco's also been around for 50 years, so they know what they're doing. You don't stay in business that long, but they're family owned and operated. And you can check them out online. See some of the before and afters if you want to. DalcoHomeRemodeling.com, or give them a call. Have them come out and give you an estimate. 314-648-8113. Their slogan has always been, if you buy somewhere else and find out how much you could have saved at Dalco, you'll blow your stack. So don't blow your stack. Make Dalco Home Remodeling your first phone call. 314-648-8113.
And now, KTRS weather from the John Beal Roofing Weather Desk.
The heat is on, but the clock is ticking. If we can get through Wednesday, there is much cooler and less humid air waiting for us later this week. Not this afternoon or this evening, though. The heat index popping to near 110 today, with just a slight chance of a spot storm. I don't think we'll drop into the 80s until almost bedtime tonight, and then 80 for the overnight low. Up to 99 tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. The top heat index Tuesday at about 111. Then you've got one more hot day Wednesday before we see highs in the lower 80s for Thursday and Friday. That's going to feel great. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550 KTRS.
John Bill Roofing is the home of the lowest price roofing guarantee. Get a free estimate today at johnbillroofing.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
You can count on Cantor. I'm Mark Cantor. When I was 12 years old, I witnessed my father, a pediatric doctor at Cardinal Glennon Hospital, suffer a terrible accident when a large and defective battery exploded in his face. My father went into shock and had to undergo emergency surgery to save his life. While my dad recovered, he hired a lawyer who promised that no one else would be hurt by that company's product, and he filed a lawsuit to make sure no one did. I love my dad, and what he went through inspired me to become a lawyer and to start Cantor Injury Law. Like my father, I serve the St. Louis community, and I have done so for over 30 years. You can count on Cantor to treat you like family, to understand your case and your injury, and to fight for you. You can count on Cantor to help make things right. Visit cantorinjurylaw.com or find us on Facebook or call us at 314-628-9999. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision, should not be based solely upon advertisement, so call Cantor.
Permajack of St. Louis is synonymous with foundation repair and basement waterproofing across the St. Louis region. They know when you get water in your basement following a storm or when the snow melts, it means you have a problem. Make sure your basement doesn't leak or flood with Permajack of St. Louis. Permajack's basement waterproofing experts can perform a complete inspection of your basement to determine the problem and design a solution to keep water from entering and damaging your home. The solution could be as simple as crack repair or a sump pump, or more comprehensive like exterior waterproofing or an internal perimeter drainage system. No matter the solution, your basement will be dry with Hometown Permajack. Schedule a free inspection and estimate by visiting permajackofstlewis.com. That's permajackofstlewis.com. Permajack, foundation repair and waterproofing. Done right.
Country Club Car Wash is the best car wash in town. How do I know? I have an unlimited monthly pass to Country Club Car Wash, and it's fantastic. They're touchless, and you get free vacuums at select locations. Each and every day on the morning show, we will be giving away one free Country Club Car Wash to the text of the day. And each week, we'll be giving away a grand prize, 1 month of free Country Club Car Washes to the text of the week. We'll see you on the show, and we'll see you at Country Club Car Wash, cccwstl.com.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Do you have the option to control your cash flow and wealth? Are you getting a return on your greatest asset, your lifetime and potential generational income? Overcome these critical financial planning challenges by discovering the control option mindset featuring the lifetime and generational income maximizer. Call Mark Benson and his team at the Control Option at 314-432-9540 or online at thecontroloptionmindset.com.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at progressive.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk a little entertainment news. Did you see George Lucas made his big Comic-Con debut yesterday in San Diego? And while he was there, he revealed he's opening a museum. Now, if you haven't seen the pictures of the museum, it looks like a spaceship. It is so cool. The Lucas Museum of Narrative Art will open in LA sometime next year. It'll house everything from movie props to artwork by Norman Rockwell, Frida Kahlo, plus comic art from Peanuts creator Charles Schulz and comic book creator Jack Kirby. Apparently, George Lucas has been collecting art since he was in college. And all kinds of art for more than 50 years, but it looks really cool.
So this isn't going to be a museum of his stuff. It's just going to be a museum of stuff he's collected over the years.
Some of that, yes. And then some, movie props and other, what he considers kind of, important works of art, which is kind of cool. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have been kicking back for a while. Travis posted some pictures of their off-season adventures on Instagram the other day, but it sounds like Taylor is back to work. She reportedly filmed a video in L.A. last Thursday, and a source says it was so top secret that those working on the set were not even allowed to hear the song, only the beat. There have been rumors that Taylor's 12th studio album is in the works, but there's nothing official yet. And while we're on the topic, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are entering a new era together. A source told People magazine both have talked about the future a lot. They're in a really solid space and more in sync than ever, adding they're both all in case you forgot, the two started dating in September of 2023. I kind of forgot it's been almost 2 years now, so seems to be sticking. Jay Leno says political late night hosts alienate audiences, saying, I don't think anybody wants to hear a lecture when they're talking about politics. He said that he went on to explain that I love political humor, don't get me wrong, but people wind up cozying too much to one side or the other instead of kind of playing it down the middle, which I do agree with that, because I feel like Johnny Carson did it well. I mean, he made fun of every president in office while he was doing late night, but it wasn't, you didn't know really which way he leaned.
I got to tell you, I loved Stephen Colbert on Comedy Central, Colbert Report. He was playing a character. It was great. I started watching his late night show. I just didn't think it was very funny. Is that fair?
Well, the ratings would...
they got good ratings, right?
Well,
as of recent,
relatively good.
Yeah, he's become the number one guy. But I think there's a lot of interesting commentary out there right now about the age of late night television, and just people aren't tuning in.
Right.
You're streaming. You're not watching TV generally. So to turn off whatever you're streaming and go to one of the late night hosts, it's almost like appointment television, which is why James Corden turned carpool karaoke into must-see TV. It's almost like you need that thing to draw people in, not just your regular, guest of movie stars and musicians.
You were in it for 20-something years, Heidi. What's the status of news, 10 o'clock news?
I mean, I think it's really, really hard. 10 o'clock is one of those that a lot of people don't stay up for as much. There for a while, it switched to the morning television because so many people were getting up and you turned on the television while you were getting ready. But I think local news in general is really struggling. So it'll be interesting to see what happens throughout the years. I know that, so many big companies own lots of stations, whether that be Channel 5 or Channel 4. And I know in certain situations, they're trying to do one meteorologist for several different cities, which just seems really hard and tough. And, Anthony Slaughter, who left Channel 5, went on a tirade to St. Louis Magazine just about all of the other things that maybe you don't realize that they're doing in the same amount of time and not getting paid anymore. But then all of a sudden, TV stations are trying to add that streaming platform and they have to provide some sort of content for it. Well, then somebody's got to create it, and it's usually the people that are already stretched pretty thin. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Beyonce celebrated her final Cowboy Carter show in Vegas Saturday night with a Destiny's Child reunion.
How about that?
Good.
Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams joined Beyonce for a medley of their hits. And don't forget, Michelle Williams has gone on to do Broadway, and she was here in Aida several years ago and was absolutely fantastic. So, Jay-Z, Beyonce's husband, joined her on stage. Shabuzi also made guest appearances, but it was a pretty successful tour, I think, by all. Since Ozzy Osbourne's death last week, streams for Black Sabbath and his solo music are way up. And the greatest hits package, the Essential Ozzy Osbourne, made it back into the top 10 of the Billboard 200, which I thought was super interesting. Here's an interesting fun fact about Hulk Hogan, who we also lost. He played bass guitar and pretty darn well. Apparently, he tried to get into both Metallica and the Rolling Stones when they were in need of a bass player. Both bands, however, ghosted him. Can you imagine? I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. This says he would have quit wrestling
if he could have gotten the gig.
Picked him. Well, I mean, he's shooting for Metallica and the Rolling Stones. Maybe start a little slower.
Yeah.
You know?
Local garage band.
Call Megadeth and see if
they're hiring. Luke Combs recently shared that he's lost 30 pounds. He's feeling great. He said it was a lot of hard work and a lot of missed cake on birthdays, which he's got a new single out called Back in the Saddle. The music video features cameos from NASCAR legends like Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Richard Petty, which is pretty cool. Did you see that after the Coldplay Jumbotron kind of havoc, Astronomer, the company who lost their CEO and HR, have now turned to Chris Martin of Coldplay's ex-wife Gwyneth Paltrow as a spokesperson, which I think is a pretty brilliant play. Now, it's a temporary spokesperson, and they've said, although it is awful what's happened, now Astronomer has become a household name, and more people are trying to figure out what this company does, and they hired Gwyneth Paltrow. No word on how much she's getting paid, but you know she's not doing it for free.
Well, they've saved a couple of salaries.
Yes, they have, and maybe that's going into Gwyneth's pocket. A sequel to the 2002's Bend It Like Beckham is in the works, and they're hoping to get the original cast back. The donkey from Shrek is getting his own spin-off. And I don't know what this says about the state of our society, but Love Island USA Season 7 was Peacock's biggest original series ever, which seems crazy to me. Ever. Yes.
Love Island.
I know a lot of people were tuning in for it, but I don't know. Couldn't get on board.
Anybody that was watching
I know a lot of people.
Wow.
As far as TV tonight, the premiere of the limited series Adaptive is on Peacock. It's a docuseries about the Paralympics that follows 4 members of Team USA and Tokyo from Tokyo 2020 as they prepare for Paris, which is pretty cool. Hurricane Katrina, Race Against Time is on Disney Plus and Hulu. It's the National Geographic 5-part documentary about one of the deadliest national disasters in U.S. history.
I watched 2 parts already.
What'd you think?
It's really heavy stuff and really well done.
Really? Well, hard to believe that next month is the 20th anniversary.
It's hard to believe.
Of that.
And I haven't been back to New Orleans since then.
Really?
And I've probably been 40 times, 50 times in my life, but
not since.
We went, I went on my bachelor party, but we went a couple years before that. They have markings in some of the buildings to show the water line.
I saw that as well.
And they have some like boats that they have decided to leave where they landed.
Oh.
Just as a reminder that anything could happen. So Shrek Donkey spinoff, Eddie Murphy's
They don't say if he's attached to it for sure or not, but you don't have donkey without.
Yeah,
Did he say yes?
He was on NBC this morning.
He said
he
yes.
was?
He said yes.
Okay,
Said
I
he's
missed
doing
that.
it,
All
but
right.
he also said on the Today Show that he's doing Inspector Clouseau.
He's going to be Inspector Clouseau
And a
in the
new-
next
He
Pink
is
Panther.
busy.
Pink Panther movie. I like seeing him back. Now,
Me too.
hopefully it's good
Good.
material.
Hopefully it's good.
Because I think he did a lot of stuff in the early 2000s that was really bad. Pluto Nash.
That was a sci-fi one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's talk some birthdays.
All right, I don't have a ton here, but I'm going to throw this out there. There's always the St. Louis connection, as Heidi says.
Always.
John David Washington, former St. Louis Ram.
Yes.
A running back, right?
Oh, you may know him after that as an actor.
Yes.
He's been in a couple things. How old is John David Washington? He's very good.
I think he was up for an Oscar, right?
Black
Was he?
Klansman, I think.
For Black Klansman.
I think so.
Oh,
Good movie.
wow. It is a great movie. I'm going to say he's 34.
I think he's 39.
He's older than you think. He's 41.
He is.
I wanted to say 41.
Yeah. Did you? You always
did.
go with your gut.
Here-
Always go with the gut.
Here's one. There's a couple here that are kind of just for fun. Jesse on Saved by the Bell and Know Me in Showgirls. Elizabeth Berkley.
Elizabeth Berkley.
55.
49.
53, right in the middle. You got another shot here. Another actress that I really always liked, but then the college admissions scandal, Lori Loughlin. A Seinfeld girl.
Oh, yeah. 57.
61.
Bang, got it. 61.
Ooh.
And the last one. Tried to get a lot of kids fed over the years, but Gloria on All in the Family, Sally Struthers.
Sally Struthers. 71.
75.
78.
Whoa, really?
By the way, Sally, hang in there.
Yeah.
That's the birthdays.
And that is your evening entertainment report here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Cardinal Hall of Famer Jason Isringhausen and Eddie Scholler from the world-famous Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Hey, buddy, have you came over and looked at the new Eddie at Fast Eddie's? I finally got a new item. You know, it's been decades.
Decade? More like 40 years to figure out how to put a piece of shrimp on there with your steak.
I've known you for 40 years. You could have said something. Well, who'd have thought the Elwood could even get better? But we did it. We went and we made the Eddie. It's a foot-long serving turn.
Not that I needed another reason to bring the whole gang down there. I'm still going to order those big Elwoods, the succulent peel and eat shrimp, the hot chick on a stick, and that famous Fast Eddie burger. And I'm always going to get one of those ice-cold frosty ones and listen to that live music on that patio every afternoon and evening.
Well, I just love adding another great item for everybody to come over and enjoy. When you come on over the beautiful Clark Bridge to look at the picturesque Mississippi River.
Picturesque. That's very eloquent.
Thank you very much.
Well, like Mr. Shannon says, if you're 21 and in the mood, come on over to picturesque Alton, Illinois, and see the very eloquent Eddie at Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, listen closely as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
And what are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands, or balance issues, call Comprehensive Integrated Healthcare today for a nerve damage screening. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe that nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call 636-241-9370. Act now. Call 636-241-9370. Be among the first 10 callers and get this important screening for free. 636-241-9370.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is who do you trust with your home, your most valued asset? Few can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor and Pella window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation, 314-569-1050. And have a Banner day.
You're listening to The Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
8 minutes before 6 o'clock. Let's get one final check of traffic with Sobe Bay.
All right. Hey, Heidi. This 64 West slow from Kings Highway out to 170. In the Metro East, 64 East heavy from 157 out to Fairview Heights. And in East St. Louis, one lane is blocked due to emergency repairs on Bond Avenue North between Illinois 163 and Musette Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Inland Marine. Located in Barnhart, Missouri, Inland Marine is your authorized Mercury Marine dealer. Whether you're looking for a new pontoon or fishing boat, make sure you check out Inland Marine. Find out more at inlandmarineboats.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay for the Big 550 KTRS.
Elevate your home with stunning lighting from Metro Lighting.
Shopping for a gorgeous chandelier for your dining room?
Need a new table lamp?
Or lighting your entire dream home?
Our certified lighting specialists are here to help.
Locally owned with 6 convenient locations.
An amazing selection of lighting for any style and budget.
And all at the guaranteed best price.
And did you know?
Metro Lighting is a great source for furniture, art, and home decor too.
Metro Lighting.
Full of bright ideas for your home.
It's time to celebrate summer the Southern Illinois way at the DeCoin State Fair from August 22nd through Labor Day. Enjoy thrilling rides, toe-tapping concerts, sizzling fair food, and good old-fashioned fun for the whole family. Catch professional wrestling, blue ribbon bake-offs, and meet your favorite farm animals. Whether you're here for the car show or corn dogs, DeCoin's got the magic. So pack up the family. Adventure awaits at the DeCoin State Fair.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with, and also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, online at aroofing.net.
All right, let's wrap this Monday up with a couple randoms.
Okay, an episode of Peppa Pig called Mr. Skinny Legs was banned in Australia because they said spiders can't hurt you. And in Australia, they most certainly can.
What an interesting position to take.
Gosh, boy, the things in Australia that can kill you.
It's scary. Yeah.
Danger Death Island, that's what I call it. Maine made it illegal to put tomatoes in clam chowder in 1939.
Thank goodness.
It's not an official law anymore, but they still shame tomato chowder fans. What is the red one?
That's Manhattan.
The Manhattan clam chowder.
Yeah, I agree.
Disney originally passed on The Little Mermaid because they thought the plot conflicted too much with another movie that they were planning, a sequel to Splash called Splash 2.
No. Did Splash 2 ever get made?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
They changed their mind, and obviously it's one of the biggest hits they've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
But 117 colleges, here we go. Football season's coming up. 117 colleges have the sports team nickname of the most popular nickname.
Tigers.
Tigers is 66.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs is less than that, 58.
Lions.
Lions is 66.
Chanticleers. No, I'm just
1. Coastal Carolina, 1. The Eagles.
Oh, I almost said it.
Heidi, the
That's
Eagles.
what I was in high school.
The Hawks is the second most. That's what I was in high school. Hawks with 107. And then, as we said, Lions, Tigers, Cougars, Bulldogs, Bears. Oh,
Bears,
my.
okay.
Panthers also up there as well.
All right, interesting stuff. You guys, thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday afternoon. Hopefully you'll meet us right back here starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
Whatever gets you through the night.
When was the last time you detoxed your body? If you're like most people, the answer is probably never. Toxins accumulate in our bodies every day from pollution in the air we breathe and water we drink, as well as